Hello and welcome back. Please be sure to check out my sponsor, Get NordVPN at nordvpn.com/DanielleFreak. You can get a 4-month free bonus on a 2-year plan, and it's risk-free with Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Keep your information safe, prevent throttling, and do it in the best VPN environment through our sponsor, NordVPN. Right, Fortnite's updated, and we're gonna roll into some MLB The Show. TA2 is around the corner. Can't say I'm that excited for Set 2 stuff, but it is what it is. Oh, I need to pay out the predictor. Yankees got the win. You are first, buddy. Hey, how's Oregano doing? Yankees did get the win yesterday. Yeah, you're first one here. Let me take some batting practice, I guess. See if that helps. You did click quick, man. Sorry for the Discord ping, but yeah, I liked your reaction to my message. I'm good. I got half cherry, half Coke icy, and I'm ready to settle in. Yesterday, my son had t-ball. My daughter makes her debut today. She had a pretty good season. She's 3 years old, but she had a pretty good year playing basketball. Like, she kind of improved, and she was a bucket, right? She'd go and put the ball in the hoop a lot. So I'm excited to see how she does on t-ball. And she loves going with me because we'll go to the store and she can pick out a little stuffed animal or something. So that starts today. So I'm looking forward to that. And weather's really nice. It's going to heat up, but it's been nice and cool where I am, like in the 70s. You're in Southern California, right, Oregano? Or are you in Colorado? I feel like you're in SoCal, but I may be misremembering. Hopefully you guys are having some good weather and enjoying springtime. Try to get some Legends wings. Oh, Northern Colorado. Oh, right on. There's one of the guys that comes in, and I see him sporadically. That's from Colorado. I think he's in the Aspen area, and he seems to really love it out that way. And then there's another guy named Richie as well. That's Colorado resident, and yeah, I'd love to go visit sometime. Weather is weather. I like being outside, although I'm not always outdoors, but I like to be able to go out of my house and the weather not be like cooking hot or like super frozen. I don't mind cold, but yeah, the heat's coming here soon. I am having some terrible swings. That's why we're taking batting practice. Like to use that click, click, click method. And then I think I swung through it. Regano doesn't care. So, are you excited for Team Affinity 2, or are you excited for the new Super Mega Baseball game coming out? Super Mega's got Joey Batista in there. He was on the promotional tweet today. I don't think I've even hit a ball in play. This is wild. No, yeah, I'm not. I'm personally, I'm not excited for I'm not excited for TA2, or Set 2 or any of that stuff. Super Mega, I think, might be fun. Be nice to have a little break with a little more arcade action. Not ready, not Randy. We're getting Randy. So I'm taking my BP against Randy right now. Hey, what's up, Wags? Wags, they put back Cherry and Coke. They had them both out of there like 2 weeks ago. Super Mega's your jam. Looking forward to it. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be fun. They got like 200 legends or something in the game. I'm curious what all players they do have. Good to see you, Marley. Dude, I appreciate you, but there's nothing to feel bad about. As fans, we can't really control what happens. I mean, I was sitting there scrolling for a good hour or two after the game and commenting on Reddit and stuff about what I thought went wrong and what they need to do and blah blah blah. But they won 44 games for a reason, right? Like, they were a team that let a lot of leads slip on the road, and yeah, it may just haunt them right on out of the playoffs here in round two. Oh, talking about Golden State. I have the impression you're not a big basketball guy, but I might be misremembering Oregano. Yeah, Wags and I were Discord DMing about the game a bit. Do they fold in the fourth? I mean, they just don't execute well. There's been numerous things where they've just found a way to lose, and it's been different ways. It's been Jordan Poole, it's been Draymond, it's been all of them. I don't know if you pulled up any highlights, but in-game sequences, Klay Thompson takes a couple wild heat checks, which were just stupid. They had the lead, and like the lead was kind of seesawing back and forth, but he takes some just really ill-advised shots. One of them, there was like 17, 18 seconds still left on the clock, so it was just an absolute force shot. Draymond had either a moving screen or a travel. I think it was a moving screen for a turnover. He turned it over late when he was trying to kick out. So that was two empty possessions. And I mean, Curry had two shots. He had a floater, and then he had a Draymond kick out, and he took a deep three. I thought he could have got to the cup against Davis, but maybe he was afraid of Davis blocking from behind or James coming over on help defense. But, 17 was, yeah, it definitely was bad. Boston's in a 2-2 series. Honest to God, Miami looks freaking hot right now, which is amazing because, they're an 8 seed. But yeah, Boston probably is your favorite because they do have home court advantage. I kind of think Golden State will bounce back and win Game 5, and then it's going to be another dogfight to get, Game 6. They've had a few games where they just, let it slip. Game 1 last night. There's been some rough officiating, but yesterday I don't think they had any call on it. Disagree, enjoyed the close games. Disagree about what, Wills? I like my team to go and blow other teams out, regardless of what it is. I know it may not be the most enjoyable. Now, if it's neutral deal, if it's Celtics Sixers, yeah, that can go down to overtime, final possession, as far as I'm caring. Hey, if I see that you guys are going live, I do try to like them, because I've heard it gives a little bit more. The more likes you get, the more it shows up in other people's feeds, view count wise. And it's like the least somebody can do, right? Is like the tweet and try to help out their friends and help foster growth. And that's why I shout everybody out and stuff too. I love it if I go by Wag stream later, if he happens to fire up a stream, and if I see, Oregano's in there or Marley's in there, you guys that I interact with daily. Oh, the playoffs have been weak. Oh, I'm sorry. No, yeah, I think it's okay. It's just a little different. I don't think we have dominant teams the way we did 5-6 years back, but it probably feels like it's wide open too. Yeah, the teams are a little weaker, right? A bit more what would you call it? A bit more variance that anyone could take it down. I thought last year's playoffs were kind of that way too. I know Golden State got there in the end and they've won a lot, but Golden State's story was kind of interesting because Clay came off all the injuries, and I don't think many people had Golden State going all the way through. Yeah, the balance is good. Balance is good for those of us that are watching. Oh, Catfish Hunter. Ricky was the hunter. Oh, Catfish. Boom. Is he going to stay in the game? Wow. Let's see this one again. Alright, let's zoom in on Catfish. So I think it goes off his shoulder. Yeah, he may have got the arm up there enough. I can't really tell where that's supposed to be hitting him. Can we zoom in? I don't want to get kicked out of the game, but there you go. Caption Catfish right there. And obviously, rest in peace to Jim Hunter. I'm not trying to make fun of that, but just the game animation. Yeah, that's a big goof, right? So yeah, bang, bow right in the kisser for Catfish. Tits on hitting balls just below the middle without over adjusting. So I use a Control Freak only on the left analog for swinging. I used to use 2 in the PS4 days, the longer stick and the smaller one. Now I'm just using the small one because the PlayStation analog sticks are longer. So why I do that? That kind of slows down your motion a little bit on how much you're slamming the PCI. Another thing is where you grip, and we all have different hand sizes. So some people do this funky grip. I know some people use the claw grip like that. That's not for me. I try to put it, usually when I'm playing well, I try to put my, where the joint is, right on the center of the analog stick. And that kind of mutes my movements from moving around too quickly. Looks bad. Think they can win game 5, hopefully game 6. Yeah, I think the game 6 Clay thing is people need to stop talking about it. He's been forcing it there, particularly on the Lakers court. But I also think in the series as a general whole, Clay's dad, Michael Thompson, was a Laker great. He was a first overall selection back, I think, 1980. So Clay grew up watching the Lakers. And I think he's just wanting to show out and, do it for Kobe and all these different things. And it's not going well. Poole, I don't know, man. Poole had some post-game comments that didn't sound great. He tried to avoid reporters, but they insisted on talking to him. They said he talked to the reporters with his back to them. And that he said something about, my work ethic doesn't change, my routines don't change. I just need to be ready, and sometimes the opportunities change. So it sort of sounded like he wasn't happy not getting to play in the fourth quarter, but he was scoreless yesterday, and he had a turnover too, and he just hasn't played well. Really the whole season. I think getting punched by Draymond and then getting paid, something's wrong with Jordan. He's a better player than what he's showing, but I don't know if he knows how to fix it, and I don't know if he won't be on the trade block. You would be a menace to the interviewers. So, Oregano, how do you grip your controller? Do you go with the thumb down because you have larger hands? Let me get the buddies, start getting the buddies shouted out. Hey, that's unnecessary, Corey. Why do you want to start the stream with violence? I know Murphy's going pretty well for you guys, and Olsen, right? Olsen didn't do a whole lot last year, but I think you guys are becoming big Olsen believers this season so far. I want to see those guys do well, actually. I like both of them. Especially Matt. I really, really like Matt Olsen. Absolutely not, Justin. That's a reactionary... the only people I see posting that, I assume, are like teenagers that have no idea of how hard it is to find a front-level coach, personally. Because, yeah, I mean, the guy's won... He's been our coach for 8 seasons, and he has 4 championships. And they weren't winning championships or going deep under Mark Jackson. I don't think you get rid of Kerr. I think you just let him have that position as long as he wants it, like Greg Popovich with the Spurs. Yeah, Brent Rooker. Yeah, Rooker's doing pretty well. I don't even know how many years we have Rooker under control. I know we got him off the Twins somehow. Thumb on the control freak. Disabled. Thumbs are double jointed and flattened, so you can't bend it. Have to put the middle of the concave at angles at the ball. Have you considered getting an adaptive controller, Wills? And I don't know if you're on Xbox or PlayStation, but I know Xbox has a really nice adaptive controller. I think has a lot of customization abilities to it. That was such a weird bounce off the deal. We should all tweet our grips, how we grip the controller, and start a Twitter thread for this discussion, because I know there's like a million different ways to do it. PS5 doesn't have them. Yeah, I would definitely consider going Xbox next time you get a console, because I know Xbox has that. And I mean, I'm sitting here playing PlayStation as well, but yeah, shame on PlayStation for not having the same thing. Bounce back was faster than the pitch. Yeah, I used to hear that from the announcers years ago, and I think they dropped it because I don't think it's a possibility for this to be true. You guys tell me if this is right, but they would say on like baseball broadcast, oh, that ball sped up once it hit the AstroTurf. You know, like you'd be watching a Blue Jays game or something, and they would play on that artificial surface. Not even the field turf stuff that they have now, but like the old school AstroTurf, that carpet. And they always used to say, yeah, the ball sped up. But that thing looked like it did speed up, right? Off the wall. Need them to come out with a smaller controller, preferably PS4 size. Yeah, there's not like aftermarkets and stuff either for PlayStation, so you just have to kind of customize the one that's out there. You want a PS5 controller though, since they are bigger for oregano. So oregano, you're playing PS4, right? Still, I believe. Visionary, completely agree. What's up, Chilled Tech? How are you doing? You'll get one when you're ready. Yeah, it's all good. Honestly, the game hasn't. I mean, it runs smoother, but it's like it's not like there's only a new gen version of the show right now. If that's your main game that you're missing out on. Dude, you enjoy him, Jason? Yeah, I have people that don't even come into the stream that much that follow. Like maybe they followed from a different community, but they still follow and end up chatting with them like on another streamer stream. They're like, oh man, I was enjoy the go live notifications. So what I typically do is go find something off of Reddit jokes, and I just throw it in as it go live. I like to act like I'm just clever and I came up with all those on my own. Stopping by, see us pushing. So yesterday I started the stream at like 7:25 or something, and yesterday was a rough day. So I'm back in All Star. Hopefully I can clap a couple games, get some easy wins, and really push for it before the new season sets in. But if not, it's all good. We'll have other seasons to push. This season I was completely focused on, or yeah, it's a season, right? Was completely focused on getting McGuire, Sosa, and Jeter. So those core cards, I plan to use them most of the year. I suspect. You bought the Edge controller. It doesn't change much MLB wise. Need 2 more games to get that World Series pack. Oh, good going, Corey. Ah, that was a tough play. Mateo too fast. Hey, TML Star, how are you doing? So I have it in the title, but I know people don't always read through the titles, and my titles are typically long. If you guys were going to pick, what are you more excited for? MLB The Show, TA2, and Set 2, and all these things that are coming out? Or are you more excited for Super Mega Baseball? Because Super Mega Baseball is starting to drop a lot of trailers and teasers and things. I'm getting kind of excited for their game. I'm happy they have a bunch of retired players, and some of them that we don't have here in MLB. I don't see myself playing it like as my main game, to be fair, but we might do some streams just strictly for Super Mega for sure. Just found MLB 2K8 in the Wii. You're more excited for Super Mega Baseball. Yeah, today they had Joey Batista. So I felt like that was an announcement. Joey Batista on their Twitter page. So I subtweeted with a Joey Batista, I think it was a home run gif, and then Wags came in, Mr. Smarty Pants, and he brought out the hors d'oeuvre punch to the face. I know they have Luis Tiant, which is a different legend, and a few others. They haven't released their whole legend list, but I'm really curious to see who all they have. And then some of the players are in both games, like Babe Ruth is going to be in that Super Mega Baseball game. My hair is getting long. That's why I'm wearing a hat inside, in case anybody's wondering what I'm doing. He's paying attention to the run game. I was going to send Ricky, but 2 outs. I just need to get a hit, most likely. Need to play 2K8 to see who's on every team. I mean, for me, it's long. It gets to where it's like it doesn't have the kind of the normal shape of the haircut. I don't know how to describe that properly. Like, it just kind of gets to where it's like frizzing out, and like this part's going up and this part looks like it has a gap or something. So I usually have always kept it short. My hair's on the finer side. So I don't know. I wouldn't mind having long hair and the nice flowing locks like oregano does, but I don't think that's my genetics for the hair follicle. So yeah, I just keep it short, and then it's low maintenance, and maybe throw some gel in it, and I'm good to go. Oregano and Britton both have like real long hair. They got the metal music fan, headbanging hair locks going. So yeah, when I say my hair, it's long for me. I need a cut. You're going to look at every team once it loads. I wonder if Chris Carter was still on the A's. I remember Chris Carter. I think I had him in 2K 7, and that was like the last baseball game I played until I got into the show a few years ago. So I laid off of baseball games for over a decade because I was playing on Xbox, and he was a lot of fun to play with, and I really enjoyed those 2K games. 3 minutes till it loads up. I haven't turned on my Wii in a long time. I assume it still works. Should give you guys a Wii stream. Hey, Bama. What's up, Bama? Good to see you. Warriors had a big man, James Wiseman, and they let him go. I mean, maybe the offseason they try to get another player like a Bielitsa, a pick and pop veteran big. But they're in a bad cap situation. I know a lot of fans are saying like, oh, hey, they should trade for Giannis or something. It's like that's not realistic. But not everybody follows it to the degree to really know how all the cap stuff works. I think most likely Justin Draymond opts back in because, you know, who knows what he's going to get as a free agent. He'll get his 20-something million next season from the Warriors. And they'll run it back with Draymond and Clay. Clay will be a free agent after next year, as will Draymond. And maybe they try to dump Jordan Poole in the offseason, which is going to be selling him for pennies on the dollar if they do dump him. Because he's had a rough year. And then I think, yeah, they're just going to do their best. Maybe at the trade deadline, and they might say, hey, Draymond's not working out. He's not going to come back. Let's move him because he's an expiring contract. But I got a feeling that's really going to tick off Steph Curry. And if Curry is ticked off, and he could start trying to force his way out, and that's the end of your title window. Not that they're going to win a title anymore, but I think they have to at least, out of obligation to all those guys, at least give them a shot to go running back. Yeah, I agree with you, Marcus. And I also felt like people were jumping the gun after game 2. And I think I told GT, people were acting like the series is over. It's like, no, Lakers are still in fine shape. We're going to go play 2 in Los Angeles. I saw some stat that was like aggregate points. Lakers have like 10 more points in the whole series than the Golden State does. But, of course, it's 3-1 right now. So, yeah, big advantage to the Lakers. But, it's been very close. If Golden State, there's always a lot of ifs, but if they could execute a little better game 1 and game 4, like Golden State could be the team that's up 3-1 in this deal, but they're not. And, it'll be interesting to see how game 5 goes. Of course, I'm rooting for Golden State to, defend home court. I think they have a strong chance of doing it, Marcus. Not just trying to give you the fan opinion, but I think once it goes back to LA, then you guys have the strong chance to close out there. Now, if somehow it gets to Game 7, then just expect the dogfight of dogfights, because then both teams are playing with that urgency. But now, Warriors have their back against the wall, and I appreciate Marcus. I got some cool Laker fans that come in. I got on Mike last night because Mike he probably wasn't trying to troll, but kind of went out of his way to dunk on myself and Roflo. So we'll see if Mike Plays Games comes in. But most of the Laker fans that I interact with here are really good. And, most of this community, you guys that come in and chat, we always have, like, a nice discourse. And, yeah, just talk about things respectfully. 07 records, 67-86. Offense 25th, defense, or offensive ranking 28th. Defense 18, speed 26, pitching 12. Oakland stats again. Yeah, I'm surprised how bad they are pitching this year. Trae Young gone. Yeah, I've heard some Trae Young rumors. How do you feel about Trae Young leaving? Would you be okay with it, or do you want to hang on to Trae? Stop throwing the ball into the stands. Are you talking about Steph? He said post game he thought he had a teammate behind him. Obviously, in hindsight, should have took the time out there. But, I mean, they lost the game in numerous other ways, Justin, Thompson and Draymond and even Curry had 2 shots prior to that. That was going to be more of the miracle deal. They were lucky to tie it up for the jump ball. So, trying to tap it out on a jump and then hit a 3 off of that is uh, it's a very rare thing to have happen. I mean, sure, I wish they would have taken the time out and got a shot up at least, but it is what it is. Concerning thing, complaining about minutes. Yeah, his comment about opportunities isn't great. We'll post the roster. Hey, yeah, that's awesome. Thanks, Timo. Feel like Trey needs to grow up, take accountability. He's terrible on-ball defense. Once in a lifetime facilitator. Yeah, I like Trey Young a lot, but I don't get to watch him, day in and day out like an Atlanta Hawks fan would. So I have a perception of him as being a very solid young player that you like to build around. But if he's rubbing, his teammates the wrong way and stuff, and the fans, then maybe I don't know as much as I think I do. That was such a terrible swing. Inner half fastball. I got to be turning on those. I really need to sit fastball more than I've been doing. I think that's what they say you're supposed to do all the time, right? Sit fastball and then adjust to the breaking pitches. I'm going to miss this card. Kinseki Kondo. That dude just seems to rake for me. Definitely got Nate McMillan fired. And I feel like Nate McMillan turned things around there a year or two ago, right? They put him in like mid-season, and then Nate got them into the playoffs, and I think they got into the second round, right? They're against Philly. Posted someone's version where they edited the coaches' real names. I think back in 08, it was Bob Guerin still coaching the team for the Athletics. I did not like the Bob Guerin era of Oakland A's baseball. Oh, you guys got to the Eastern Finals. That's right. For some reason, I was thinking it was just through the first round. And then out in the second. Yeah, I mean, if I'm a Laker fan worried about stuff, I would say that Davis and LeBron both looked pretty tired in the fourth quarter. And the nice thing was Lonnie Walker coming in as a house of fire. And I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses, Marcus, but, Looney's been ill, and they said Gary Payton either vomited on the court or pooped himself last night. I don't know what happened with Gary, but I think whatever Looney had, maybe Payton's got it. And even Coach Kerr had a large amount of gas in the post-game presser where he got picked up on the mic when he's sitting away from those reporters. So there's something that's going through the Warriors roster. Anyhow, what I'm going to say is, I think if Gary Payton stays on the court, I don't think Lonnie Walker's going off. And I think the Warriors probably win last night's game. But he didn't stay on the court. And I mean, injuries are injuries. Injuries count, and you got to beat who's in front of you. It's not the Lakers' fault that he was out of there. But Gary was 7 of 9 yesterday from the floor. So he was helping. He's doing his cutting. He usually doesn't try to do too much on the offensive side. And then he's probably the best point of attack defender that we have, him or Wiggins. So I think they would have probably thrown him on Walker if he would have been available down the stretch. Instead, we had Moody out there. And Moody played pretty well, but Moody's not he's not really comparable to Peyton, GP2. So rating going up, we get the win. Let me edit up this command. I have a new giveaway. We did a giveaway last week. This is a new giveaway. It's the same company. It's Candy.com, the official NFT of Major League Baseball. So please be sure to enter. Everybody can enter for free. The Stream Elements link, you can enter right there, or you can just type like ticket or ticket2 in chat to join. And if you're not already registered for Candy, you can use my affiliate link, which is in that command as well. So AP Gaming was the winner of the last giveaway. we'll do it because I have 4 giveaway streams to do over the course of the month. We'll do it where everybody has a chance to win. So AP won't win again is what I'm getting at. So that way we get 4 different winners. Once you hit Hall of Fame, I have to snipe. I played okay though. My first game on Hall of Fame, oregano, I put up 7. I hate being in that. I'm in that spot right now where you kind of bouncing between Hall of Fame and All Star, and it's like I just like the pitch speeds to stay the same. Yeah, I thought Steph had it too, just because it kind of looked good from the camera angle, but then when you saw it from behind, like the 2K angle on the replay, you could see it was left the whole way. I was thinking he was going to take Davis to the cup, but I'm guessing he was a little bit concerned about getting blocked. Also, Davis had that nice little poke early on the first possession, and then Curry gets it on the reload. But I think that poke might have got Steph a slight touch out of sorts there, taking on the big Lakers defender in that situation. Been there the whole time. Yeah, I've been bouncing back and forth. Are you going to push for World Series, Oregano? Or are you good just hitting Hall of Fame for season 1? Aaron, dude, there's a name I haven't thought about. Aaron Hill mashed a lot of home runs in his prime seasons, right? You're trying. You hit 800, you're happy. So last year I made it twice. Then I stopped pushing because Madden was coming out. I started playing quite a bit of Madden on stream. The season before I hit it 4 times. So I hope I can keep getting back. But as you get older, your eyesight and reflexes and stuff starts to wane a bit. So yeah, I hope I can do it. I guess I should look and see if we're on Hall of Fame or All Star for this game. Hey, what's up, Kenny? How are you doing today? We were just talking Atlanta Hawks basketball. I was thinking about you. Actually, and we were talking Braves, too. Corey's been talking Braves, and Wills has been talking Hawks. So this one's an all-star game. Oh, there's Greg Zahn. There's another blast from the past. So we got to face you, Darvish. He's got that little hesitation on the leg. I try to go the 3-click method, 1-2-3 method of the ball leaving the hand when the pitcher takes it out of the glove, and then when the front leg comes down, so it's like click, 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 and then the third click is just trying to time out the fastballs. But Darvish has a different timing because of that hesitation. I think he's got me. Yeah. Wasn't the best pitch to run on. I didn't think I could turn on it. It was bad sequencing for me. He had thrown a breaking pitch, first pitch away, so probably should have guessed something hard was coming on pitch 2. Here's Santana. I like my opponent's uniforms. Those look pretty clean. Those of you that are primarily baseball buddies, how's your team doing right now? My team has the worst record in baseball. We have a threat of relocating the franchise away from my region of California. Although I'm not that close to it, but I'm close enough to go to some games. We had our play-by-play announcer issue a very ridiculous word that should never come out of people's mouths with regards to special museum. And one of our legends just passed away this weekend, Vita Blue. So it's been just kind of a nightmare deal for A's fans. Hopefully your teams are doing better. I mean, they almost have to be unless you're a fellow A's fan. Even the Royals are doing better. So you guys are third. That East is the Beast division again. Yankees are last, I believe. They'll probably get healthy against the A's. They won last night against Oakland. And I know Judge is off the DL today. Then I think Atlanta's playing well. I feel like the Atlanta fans, that when you guys come in and chat with me, that you guys are winning more often than not. Against Philly tonight, Noah versus Manoa. Yeah, he did the same sequence last time. That's how he got me with McGuire. He went breaking pitch away, then I was stealing on the fastball, but that one he threw for a strike, and I was on it. I'm not always on it, but that time I was on it. Trout banging it off the wall. I don't even know who's considered like the front runners for Rookie of the Year or any of those things so far this Major League season. And I mean, I know it's really early. We're only like a month or so in, but I've just been so focused on the A's and they're so terrible that I haven't really enjoyed baseball maybe as much as I would in a normal year. I guess I thought it was a cutter or something. God, that was a terrible swing. I was about to hit him. And he switched up his sequence. That time he came fastball in. I was looking for the breaking pitch away. Before the season started, you thought the Rays would be last. Clearly don't. Man, the Rays, they just find a way to stay competitive. People compare the Rays and the Athletics to each other, but the Rays will tear down and they'll just replace. They always have people in the farm system ready to go. Oakland's farm system's pretty bad. At least it has been last handful of seasons. It's going good. What's up, Matthew? How you doing? Logan Matthew Barry. Oh, McGuire just got in the way. If I don't dive, that one's going to go right down the line for a hit. Use the big body frame to bail me out. I think I'm doing too much sinker cutter. I need to mix in a few other pitches too. It's easy to just kind of fall into spam of the same pitch over and over. If somebody's struggling against you, at least early. LMB. I like that. But yeah, I'm doing good, man. Happy to see you back in the stream. Playing some ranked. First guy quit out. And we'll see how many wins we can rack up before I go to 3- and 4-year-old T-ball. I don't know if I have any parents that are in the stream at the moment. I know Wags is around. And of course, he's a parent. But he may be busy with work or, whatever he may be doing. But if anybody has a son or a daughter, or if you have a kid brother and sister or something, and it may just be in my family, but I feel like my daughter does a lot better job listening. Like, she's a little bit more coachable, where my son just kind of wants to bounce around and do his own thing when we've been practicing on sports. My son does pretty good listening to his coaches, but like, I'll try to help him throw the ball over the top right now for his T-ball season. They've been getting together for practices, and he just likes to sling it sidearm, or he'll throw it underhand. So he just throws it like kind of straight up. And he's only 6, so it's not that big a deal. Like, I'm not trying to pressure him to be Mike Trout or something, but like, if I tell my daughter that, like, it'll stay in her mind, like, where she'll listen better for sure. Bored a couple nights ago, started looking through the PlayStation settings. Found a Zoom setting, and you may have broken MLB The Show. Hey, that sounds like a good tip. Dad says your sister listens best out of his kids. Even the little kids that are on the teams, because I've been helping out with them practice-wise so far. Yeah, it seems like the little girls listen more than the little boys. The little boys just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I'm good. Not yet, buddy. Eventually. You're still young. You can still get some coaching here. We got a lot of Jordan Poles running around that are 5, 6 years old. And we got a Ricky walk. So let's see if we get a 2-out rally going. I swung through trying to protect. We will get a piece of that. A piece of that. We will get the hook slide and get the steal. Excuse me. I was trying to get a piece of it with Jazz. Loves the boys. The daughter listens best. Let's just say I can recognize the fastball is compared to the off speed with the screen zoomed in. Oregano's back. Welcome back, Oregano. We were missing it. This 2-out rally is dedicated to Oregano. Jazz Chisholm was just pointing at Oregano up in the stands, saying Oregano is my guy. Have no doubt. We're happier about it. That was the beauty on that cutter. I thought it was missing in here. But it dropped in for the strike.
Off the plate, ball 1. That's in, ball 2.
And we got the 3-2 Santander in the on deck circle. Wow, nice pitch. I was thinking fastball up and in, and then I was way out in front. Well, you don't like that. You don't like strikeouts. Getting you. All right, McGuire to Blackburn. Funny part was thinking it was going to work. Tried in ranked seasons, won 2 games back to back. Hey, thank you, Dark Spectre, for lurking, buddy. Hope you're doing well.
1-1.
Bang. Right at McGuire. Set 2 captain, Whitey Ford. I saw that there's like a 92 McGuire or something for the Cardinals as a team captain.
All ones in the count.
I'm curious how those captains are going to work. If they're still going to be based off of live series or how that goes. Yeah, like it doesn't give me a jump indicator, so I didn't really know what I was supposed to do there with Sosa. Not happy about Whitey. I don't usually hit Whitey Ford very well. I don't pitch well with him, and I don't hit well against him. Vlad Jr. for the Jays might be picking him up. Grabbing a bite to eat before doing the errand, starting about an hour. It's going good. I think you were in yesterday when they were talking about all those the Mexican chain food restaurants that you guys have out east. Kodaba, I think. I forgot what it was, how to pronounce it now. That Wags was having. Are you gonna have some tacos or something, Dark? Because I think you were getting the secondhand hunger because those guys were talking about it. And Josh, right? And what else is out that way? You guys do have Chipotle, and you had another brand, Moe's or something. Dark's like, nah, I got something good. But yeah, I hope you have a great meal. Welcome to Moe's. What's up, Josh? There's Josh. Oh, that's sweet. Josh, I DM'd you on Discord because there was a little bit of a ray of a light for the A's yesterday. Sounds like they are looking for other places to build now in Vegas, and I think they don't have much progress. Definitely not as much as they thought that they did. SeriousFun.org provides children living with serious illnesses a spectacular camp experience with high-quality medical care in a safe and supportive environment. That is near and dear to Josh's heart. That is in the chat, and hope you guys will check them out. We got Bipolar here. What's up, Bipolar? Good to see you. They are... I remember hearing about it. I don't know if younger people have heard about, like, Not Whole Gang, but it's part of, like, the Not Whole Gang, and Paul Newman used to have Newman's own brand. I believe the brand is still on shelves, so if you ever see that, it'll support the SeriousFun.org organization. So, yeah, very worthy cause. I hope sometime I can do some type of campaign or be part of a campaign for a fundraiser here on Twitch to benefit them.
Action.
So yeah, we got our main man, Bipolar, here. Good to see you, Bipolar. How's your day going?
Two strikes.
Late swing with Sammy. Can I get down fair? No. Oh, no. No problem. Thank you for being here. I know I've said it a few times, and I don't know why I procrastinate, but I've got the paper here. I need to do those folding attempts, too, because I still have never looked it up, and I just want to see if I can figure that out without figuring out, without looking up the method. Josh threw it's pinned in my lounge if anybody else wants to participate. Josh said he would donate to theserious.fun.org. But there's a special way to fold the paper where it makes it look almost like a dorsal fin, and you can do some cuts on it. But it's one of those where I can't really put it into words where I need to show you guys. Let me see if I can actually pull it up. Working away, been lurking, awesome. And my opponent paused right on cue, so let me go to my pinned messages. And I'm having a hard time finding it in the pins. Could have sworn I pinned it. Alright, so let me keep looking for that. And I'll pull it up and show everybody what I'm talking about. But Josh just kind of threw it out there like, hey, I should try this. Discord functionality is letting me down here. So I'm out of chat for just a second. Like, I'm not really out of chat, but I'm not looking at chat as I jump to this. Alright, so here we go. Now I found it. Alright, so here's the proper paper folding method. It should look like the way Josh did it. I tried to do it, but I wasn't quite on cue. Alright, so here's... It just comes out where it like looks super smooth. So that looks like a single sheet. I don't know if that's an optical illusion or how he pulled this off. If you do know, please don't reveal it in chat. But Josh said he would do $1 donation for anybody in the community that takes a serious try at it. And he challenged me to $2 per try. So I'm going to try with my kids one of these evenings when I got them settled down. Tonight might be a good evening because we don't have any Warrior basketball or anything to have on the TV. Favorite A's player all time, McGuire, probably SD Ruiz right now. It's a rough year, and they have a tendency to cycle through the players really fast. Logan, as most fans of baseball know, but Ruiz plays with a lot of flair. Like he's been stealing bases. He's been very clutch with runners in scoring position. He's playing pretty good center field. He takes the occasional bad break. But, yeah, a fun rookie to watch on the A's, and hopefully he'll be there for a few seasons. I like Mason Miller a lot, too, the right-hand flamethrower, but he went back to the Bay Area yesterday or today. He's got some type of, like, elbow or shoulder issue going on, so I hope it's not serious. Be unfortunate if he gets lost for any significant amount of time, because he just came up. He's made, like, 2 or 3 starts so far. And that was not the swing with Jeter. Facing Mad Bum, first game on. Do you not like facing Bumgarner? I have the impression with Bumgarner, if he settles in, he gets really difficult. Otherwise, I don't really mind that card too much. Nobody's picked him up in real life, right? Bumgarner's still a free agent? Love the social media look. Yeah, you know what? Somebody that I played followed on Instagram one day, and I recognized the name, so it's like, yeah, you might get the occasional person that follows. Also, I figured it might be good, like if I throw a clip onto YouTube or something, and then people realize, maybe by looking at the visual, oh, this guy's on all the other platforms as well, instead of just relying on people to go like look around and find something on the About Me section. He's a bum. Nobody wants him. Husky Dad Sports. What's up, Husky? How are you doing? Great to see Tippist in here. So is Bumgardner shot then, Tippist? Look at that little opposite field swing. He probably could have thrown me out if he would have been up throwing immediately.
No, inside.
So yeah, be sure to follow Husky Dad Sports. And this inning is escalating for my opponent. Get a 3-run shot with Santander. And now we're up 6. That is Homer 50, I think. Man, that card. I'm gonna hate taking that card out once we start having to take players out of the ranked lineups.
Ball.
Feels good to pop in. Yeah, you pop in, I start smacking homers. We need you here all the time. Love Tucker. We're talking about Kyle Tucker, right? Not the political commentary guy. Hey, what's up, Dilly, too? How's Dilly doing? Hey, we got the win. Mrs. Donnie's about to go out the door. And we're going to play a Hall of Fame game. Now my eyes are going to get screwed up here. Because it's going to go faster. I knew what you meant already. I just want to give you a hard time. I'm going to start this deal. And when I come back, I'll stop it. And I know it's just it's already predetermined nonsense. I don't think it has a limit on how long it'll go. But we'll find out. I'll be right back in 1 second. Oh, hey, we're still going around this map. My 3-year-old, soon to be 4-year-old, is lobbying my wife to invite everybody to her birthday party, which I don't really mind, but it is what it is. In your opinion, Jeter is overrated? He was a good captain. Do you mean he was overrated as a player or overrated as a player in the show? I think there's definitely some of that Yankee mystique from playing in a big media market that helps attach onto his legend. All of it. All right. Well, in the show, Donnie is hitting 361, but only 63 appearances. So, yeah, super small sample size. But I feel like it swings pretty good. Open the app, it can tell you from advance. I didn't know that, but yeah, I know somebody was saying it was predetermined, and that like when you hit the button, it actually doesn't matter. So rating up to 714. Can we really World Series push? I know that we can. I just hope that we do, for your guys' viewing enjoyment. So let's see if we can get a Hall of Fame quit out, maybe. I'll just lock the match window there too and wait for somebody to come in. Don't need to play somebody on their World Series game or somebody up on Legend. I mean, eventually we will, but don't need it yet. I'm dodging the smoke. What did I get? I got the 7,500 stubs, which is whatever, I guess. It's better than nothing. I do like that they added it in there. All right, so a handful of you guys are here now. course, it takes a while to build up stream, but let me pull the title question, the more excited question. And if you don't play these games, then thanks for just being here. All right, so you're more excited for TA2 or Super Mega Baseball? Here we go. Trey Turner hasn't even got a hit for this guy. Trey Turner's selling. I don't usually do too good with Walker, but we'll try it. And Turner raising that average up. Gets lead off here. Devers is a little rough over at third base. Hey, we gotta pick. You gotta get excited for something, buddy. Life's short to not be excited. I thought about doing it either, but I was like, nah, I'm gonna make these guys pick. Then again, you could just choose not to participate, but that's not fun. Yeah, I think it might be a really fun game this year. I agree with you, Logan. Wow, that was some speed on the bases. I thought we had the double play. Trout just beats it out. Tippist, how's your Diamond Dynasty going, Tippist? Are you pretty caught up at the moment? Oh, this guy's having some free swings. They need to throw a lot of balls until he tightens up some. They announced PS, Xbox, and Switch can't play against PC. Oh, that's good. Yeah, somebody's going to find a way to hack it on PC. Haven't played in a bit. Probably a little behind. Oh, good swing. Played 3, it was fun. Yeah, I played 3 as well. Every time I went online, I got my butt kicked on Super Mega Baseball 3. Is there any card that you're looking for, Tippus, that you don't have yet? Or are you just like behind on programs type of thing that you're not too stressed about? Alright, we'll get out of the jam. Yeah, I don't want to play against PC players on console. I guess if we get to a stage where things are advanced enough that people can't hack it, then yeah, sure. But I don't want to play against somebody that's using some special controller and they never miss, and yeah, they just absolutely destroy me. Behind on programs, playing other games, try not to grind too heavy. Right on. I'd love to hear about the other games if you want to share. Yamamoto cutter, 4-seam splitter. He's not bringing his defense in, so maybe we'll try to sneak Ricky on with a bunt and put pressure on the defense. It's gonna be a tough play. Good old Ricky. The second baseman,
Ball in. One ball, one strike. One ball, two strikes.
And just get in there. Just slide. Terrible swing. Straight down the cutter. Yeah. Online leagues look fun. I haven't even looked too much at the different game modes. I was pretty impressed that they got some, legendary names to be in there.
Oh, one's the count.
And the game looks pretty clean for an arcade style game. McGuire going to bring home Henderson. I wonder how many times he drove him in throughout his career. Share between Xbox in all modes, PlayStation, 4 and 5, but the single player modes are separate. Announced it today. Yeah, the social thing isn't working because I have Danielle Bot disabled right now. I want to bring it back in. The issue being Stream Elements was not letting me go live for some reason. There's like an extension that snaps into to OBS. But there's all the socials in case you guys don't have that connection with me, on all the different platforms. Love to have you.
Inside, ball one. Ball two. Two balls, one strike.
Those are not real stadiums, are they? TML? I mean, they sound like they might be. Like, I don't know if that's where they held the Mexico City game or something. Tippis is lurking.
Batting fifth, the third baseman.
Give Tippis a hug for lurking. Aren't available first day.
That's a ball. I got one ball, one strike. Ball, that's inside.
Pearl points available. Oh. Way out in front.
Helpful.
Have the runner in motion, so we'll get first and third again. And that's a big hit from Devers. Expecting first pitch in or half fastball. I was jumpy. Yeah, Ortiz is in. Quite a few good players are in there.
Ball, that's inside.
Dave Parker's in there. Keith Hernandez.
Ball,
And I think they said they had like 200 plus legends. But they're not all revealed at this stage. Oh, got on top of that. That was hanging. Oh, wow. I wonder if Shaq's going to be in the game. Yeah, legends may not just be baseball legends.
Leading for the second baseman, Gunnar Henderson.
So my opponent's threatened in the first inning too. He got a couple runners on. Shaq would have a really high release point, right? Like facing Randy, maybe even worse, depending what attributes they give him.
ball, that's out. One and one. That's ball two. Two balls, two strikes.
Yeah, get ready for dealing with Shaq. Yeah, that didn't even cross my mind until you told me that, TML, that they might have some non-baseball players in there.
Three.
I think this is their first year being with EA too. I think it's still whatever that that developer is. Metalsoft or something is the developer, but they're under EA's banner now. So yeah, they might have a lot more licensing deal. Yeah, buddy, I asked you. I asked you like twice in the Discord.
Leading off for Oakland, the catcher, number 8.
Figured it was something important to you to switch up your profile picture. Yeah, it's funny they tag Shaq. I bet you there's a reason for it, or maybe Shaq will be an announcer in the game or something. Oh, gotta get swing from Kinsiki Kondo. Start this one out. There's our buddy Brados.
Ball.
Jeter. Clutch hit. Oh, I'm sorry about that, TML. Did you have a link, maybe? I got you, buddy. Yeah, good job from him. I thought I was just completely going to bamboozle him on that. Figured he was already loading up the throw to first, and yeah, just take the extra base. So it doesn't get bigger than this. Hey, that inning de-escalated quickly.
Leading off for Los Angeles, the center fielder, Jazz Chisholm Jr.
0-1's the count. Oh, 2's the count.
Yeah, now I hope he is. Kind of wondering who else they might have too. With EA being connected to, well, I mean, they haven't made a basketball game in a long time. I think they still have the rights to NBA Live if they want to produce it. But of course, they have Madden, FIFA, and NHL. They might have a player or two from each game. A's are pivoting to a new Vegas baseball site. Lowering public funding request are the A's. Supposedly.
Ball! That pitch is out.
And I won't click on the article yet. I'll read it when I'm off stream. But it's wild. They kind of made it sound like they had a done deal and they were loading up the buses, and now it's like, yeah, we don't have anything. Yeah, it could do NHL, Madden because of EA. I guess FIFA's done, right? FIFA's gone by the wayside, but it's going to be EAFC. So I mean, they still have a lot of soccer legends too available to them.
Leading off for the Deuce, the first baseman, Mark McGuire.
I stared it down. Not good. I was thinking he was probably going through that breaking pitch, but I still need to stay. In my mind, I need to stay fastball. That way I don't get jammed up so much. Oh, my man Kilo. What's up, buddy? How's Kilo's day been?
0-1.
4X baseball, 1 NBA player. Just banging my head against the wall that is ranked seasons. Trying to get some wins and move up there. See if we can make a serious World Series attempt over the next couple of days. Oh, very nice. What did you work on today? Strength training, cardio, yoga, combination of everything. Cardio. I hate doing cardio, but it's like it feels so good once you're done with your session too. Body feels nice and warm, blood's pumping, got the sweat going. It's just getting myself to do it is like my big issue. Hey, Down Bad Dub, there's a name we like to see. How you doing, Dub?
Number 27. Mike. Wow.
I need to make a kilo command too. I'm forgetting. Once you start, yeah, you don't want to stop. Busy with work and whatnot. Are you still playing Madden a lot, Dub, or not? Not so much right now. Yeah, Dub's really good Madden streamer, and was most recently on Grand Theft Auto. Still playing some Madden. I haven't played. I don't think I've played since MLB came out. I logged in to get some cards and rip packs and stuff, but yeah, I've been missing over there. But I'll be ready when football season comes. Rank so far today is good. I think I'm 2-0. Had a couple quit outs. This is my first Hall of Fame game on the day, and hopefully we'll notch this one for a win and start pushing ourselves up there. Yesterday was a little struggle. It seems like if I take a day or two off of the show, then I have a hard time. And I missed the day before because I went to the fair with the kids. And misses one. Oh, good swing. He went with that to the opposite field really well.
The left fielder, number 25. Grant Rooker.
All ones the count. Ball inside. One ball, 2 strikes.
Got him to chase.
Now batting, the third baseman, Matt Chapman.
It's gonna fluke in there. You just know, right? It's like, oh, that ball's in no man's land.
The batter number 2, second baseman, Gunnar Henderson.
You need to do the mound visit and try to get Walker straightened out here.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Now batting, designated hitter, Anthony Santander.
This is Santander swinging through.
All ones the count.
That one got way inside.
Two balls, 2 strikes.
And now he's clamping up a bit. Or she. And laid off. Good at bat. Trouble brewing here in the top of the fourth. There's Jonah Hahn.
Catcher, Joe Hahn.
couple of months there'll be a referendum in Australia. I'll get caught up here, Brados. Where they'll have the vote yes or no to establish indigenous voice to parliament. Left that hanging. I'm glad that didn't turn into a grand slam. It's kind of a tough location because it's out and away, but still, sometimes these guys square up. So let's see. Yes or no to establish the voice of parliament, enshrine it in the Australian Constitution. For the referendum to succeed, needs more than 50 yes votes for the majority of voters, and more than 50 yes 4 out of 6 states to pass. Is there any early polling, Brados, or is this like just getting started? Seems like a good thing to do.
That's ball 2.
I jumped on that too fast. Way back a little bit more, but still out in front. Referendum does need to pass Parliament first. So that makes sense why you updated all your stuff. Oh, and I slammed underneath it. It'll pass Parliament.
The right fielder, number 21. Sammy Sosa.
I'm struggling a bit with Sammy so far. Maybe pressing some with that card.
Now back, number 8.
Rough at bats. Felt like I was tracking well, but sometimes you're not. I was out in front a few times earlier with Devers that time through.
Leading off for the Mules, the center fielder, Jazz.
So I guess we keep going with Walker for the time being. He got a good swing on that. Let's rate it, Sosa. Bama girls in the house. Doing Bama things. She's on manscaped.com. Doing all our shopping using code DFR20. Here's Trout.
Right fielder, Mike Trout.
Manscaped. Hey, AP's there. What's up, buddy?
0-1.
Love the shaking emotes. I should just completely lean into the shake emotes. I wish we could unlock additional animated ones. Maybe someday.
Leading off for the Dudes,
Here's Derek
the
Jeter,
shortstop,
aka the captain.
Jeter.
Well, aka whatever you want to call him, DJ. Cheats. But yeah, Derek Jeter is up. That looked like it went through his kneecap. Oh, what's up, Imha? I'm good. How are you doing? Boom. M-Hop, AP. Hope you guys are following all the friends. If you're not, please do so. Yeah, Jeter's just going to put it where the defenders are not. Ball had eyes. Chilling at the hotel in Minnesota. Is it a pretty nice place, M-Hop? It's always kind of like a little bit exciting going into the room and seeing where you're going to be staying. It smells fresh and clean, and you know, all the good stuff. And it's quite nice. What a nice defensive play. I thought I was going to cheese him, and that was going to get into right field, first and third, and he just laid out for it, got his body in the way, and then he gets Jeter trying to overround. Give me that base. Alright, Ricky into scoring position. Decent, bigger than most standard hotel rooms. Very nice. Boy, I thought I was doing something. I was like, alright, he's probably going to go fastball away. And I got underneath it, and it was early, so just lazy pop-up. Thought I was going to crush that thing. Alright, here's McGuire looking for the 2 out here. 2 beds, bathroom, oh, kitchenette area. Yeah, that's a nice setup. I think it's too high. Splitter right to the wall for Big Mac. Almost got it into the bullpen.
Leading off for Los Angeles, the first baseman, Munetaka Murakami.
Ball, that's just out.
Yeah, M-Hop, you're going to be there for a bit, or are you just there for the night?
2 balls, 1 strike.
Watch to see if he extends a 17-game hit streak. Dilly, how's the rating going right now for you? You still higher than 9? For a ball that was going to hit the foul pole, McGuire knew that was a home run immediately. I am at 714. Yours hasn't changed. Brent Rooker. Since last night, for sure, until tomorrow. Tomorrow's appointment. Alright, maybe time to pull out Walker. The real B Mad. What's up, real B Mad? How are you doing? Alright, let's go to the blue ball. Change the name, like, yeah, I like that a lot myself too. Were you able to get the same name like on your other socials, or are you gonna try to? Because I think it was like BMad Gaming 23 with an underscore, if I recall correctly. He put a good swing on that sinker. That thing's way inside. Still almost got me for a game tying homer, so need to get some outs here.
The batter number 2, second baseman, Gunnar Henderson.
Was TikTok found the account that had your name, was never used. I've been trying to get stuff when it pops up. Like I registered for I think it was Hover was kind of popular there last fall. Was similar to like TikTok and YouTube Shorts, and I registered for that Kick.com as well, because it seems like there's people that are trying to do that, like grab people's usernames and then maybe just sell it to them, or just, you know, pretend that they're somebody else or something. Is that one already down? I never could get that thing to work, AP. I tried numerous times to upload on there, and it would just act like it was loading forever for some reason.
base, he's in.
Oh, you got me by 10 points.
Now batter, designated
Donnie versus Dilly grudge match coming.
Santander.
Disappeared out of nowhere earlier in the year. Yeah, it seemed like people were like, oh man, I'm getting a lot of views over on Hover. Yeah, what a play, right? I thought we were going to turn 2. And then it just took too long for that ball to come out. He had the hit and run on. And Sammy's going to get it. I think. Walk on, Sammy. Not sure about the story, though. You were a founder at one point. 1v1 Dilly. I'll get exposed by Dilly.
Leading off
Then I'll never hear the end of it.
the designated hitter, Anthony Santander.
I don't know. I was expecting something else. Trying to sit fastball. But then I start hedging, thinking, it's going to be a breaking pitch out here. And then I take a strike. Social media app abruptly shut down January 5th, 2023. Leaving thousands of users wondering what. I didn't even realize they were gone, to be honest with you guys. I guess it was when I was still streaming the show last year. Like I can't remember if I was trying to upload show clips or Madden clips. So maybe July, August last year. Felt like they had quite a bit of traction. There it is. Is there stuff you can do with them? Or you just collect them? I think you can do battles. I don't believe there's trading, although I can't remember now for sure. I haven't seen him as much of late, but Kiwi Bandicoot had a completed Pokédex. And I think they introduced other ones into the game eventually.
Got him.
Oh, you never heard of it? Yeah, it was another one of those like clip sharing sites. I would say it was similar to TikTok and all that. But yeah, whatever reason on my PC I cannot get it to work. I would try different browsers. I would disable all my extensions, and it would just always act like it was like loading. So I never really did anything there. But yeah, I grabbed my username over there at least. Oh, was it only phone? Is that what my issue was? I can't tell you if I ever tried off mobile. I really prefer to upload off my desktop when I can. And I've heard there's a whole thing with TikTok, like if you upload off your phone, that it trends better. But I've had some off of the computer that have done really well too. I know some people will like upload their clip to a like Google Drive and then push it over to TikTok and Instagram and YouTube. I just don't like all the extra steps. He settled in with his pitcher, pitching pretty well here. I had a few drop frames. I don't know when that happened, but I apologize. Just the stream was like sputtering out to any of you guys that were watching. Wasn't a whole lot, just a little hiccup. Might have been internet, might have been something else causing it.
Ball, that's in.
I guess we go to lefty now.
The center fielder, number 2, Jazz Chisholm Jr. Your attention, please. Now pitching, Alex Young.
Ball and 2.
And we'll get Jack. Just screen recorded TikToks from your PlayStation app, uploaded them. After doing the timing and editing out of the app. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know you could do all that off the app. Hey,
Ball
we
one's the
got the
count.
sauce boss raid coming in. What's going on, Matthew?
No balls, two strikes. One ball, two strikes.
I see him leaning, so
Hey,
I was hoping to pick him off. Yeah, I'm doing good. What were you doing today? Playing some MLB or maybe a different game?
nope.
Good take.
Now batting, the right
It's
fielder,
Trout.
Mike Trout.
It is, yeah. 13 years, right? 2010. Dallas threw the perfect game, and his grandmother was in attendance. I believe his mom passed away when she was pretty young or something like that. So Dallas was essentially raised by his grandmother, if I remember the story correctly. So the celebration with her going onto the field was pretty cool. Great to see Nate in. What's up, Nate? Played some MLB, then Fortnite for 28 minutes. Got the solo dub in 0 builds. Brados. I don't know what happened, Brados. Your message got deleted.
That's out.
I don't know. Yeah, I saw Brados there, and then I guess Nightbot got him for some reason.
One ball,
Yeah, I
one
don't know what
strike.
happened, Brados. That was weird. It was just a glitch in the matrix. That swing with
One
Sandy.
ball,
I don't know.
two strikes.
I'm starting to think I can't hit with Sandy. Yeah, that would be pretty amazing if they pulled it off, but I don't know about this Warrior team getting a game 6 on the road the way that they're playing. I know they just had a big game 7 deal against the Kings, but Lakers play a different style of ball for sure. I think they got a good shot at game 5, and then we can go. Maybe Braos, I don't know. I just got this really weird ESP feeling. If you typed it again, I think you timeout button might get hit by Nightbot. So I probably wouldn't. So something. Hey, oh no, Matthew. Sorry, buddy. That's a warning shot. Yeah, Nightbot's programming is getting really sophisticated. I think what is it, chat? GPT is taking over Nightbot. Imhop's gonna riot. Hey, we're having a good time. I don't know about that, Bama, but yeah, just try to win one game at a time. So hopefully.
The shortstop,
Oh yeah, Nightbot loves Vegas.
Jeter.
Oh, and one.
Not yet. Not yet, Brado.
Runner.
But yeah, it's not me. It's these crazy bots in here. Derek Jeter hitting it hard, like Nightbot at the craps tables out in Vegas. Yeah, Nightbot's wild right now. Not sus. Jeter's really celebrating up on that umpire. Had a Vegas ace. Those have been around for a while because they said they started negotiating, I think, 2021 with Vegas, and that's when they started that parallel path thing. So their site that they had their binding agreement on is essentially scrapped. Now they have a new deal they're talking about today with Bailey's Corporation to knock down some casino and let the A's build. Knock down one of the casinos around the Tropicana site. And now the A's are looking for 400 million instead of 500 million. So we'll see. I feel like they're just doing a lot of bluffing and seeing if they can get some public funding somewhere. Brado says you can't do this. Oh, jumped at that.
Oh, one's the count.
I might have to do a post-game Photoshop if the A's can beat the Yankees, but that's a big if. Big Max out. playing the Mules in this game.
Leading off for Los Angeles, the first baseman, Munetaka Murakami.
You know what they say about trying to find 400 million instead of five? I didn't know there was a saying for that. M-Hop, what is it? Yankee fans standing on the edge of the cliff. Yeah, I definitely am going to go trolling if the A's win, although I may not be home. It's 100 million easier. So I may be late to the Photoshop if they do win. Maybe I should do one of like Jeter in the A's uniform. I actually thought about Judge because Judge is on the current roster and he's only been a Yankee. Now that was not the right motion. Hey, I don't dislike Yankee fans. We got some great Yankee fans in here, but some of them are the worst. And some of them are the best, like Squamish and Joe and Queen Jess. Those are all great Yankee fans. Obsessed with Volpe. He's from Manhattan. I didn't realize he was local. No wonder they're so into it. Henny's a great Yankee fan. My brain always thinks of Henny as being a Boston sports fan, but he has that connection to Jeter, so he grew up loving the Yankees. So yeah, Henny's definitely all Yankees. Season tickets growing up, parents, doctors in the city. Henny's a Cubs fan. That's a new one too. Speaking of Yankees, King giving up the single. Come on, King. Get it together here. Moonshine loves the Cubs as well. What are we doing, King? King, you left your crown in the dugout, bud. What is happening? Now visit. Let's talk to him. Come on. There we go. That's the spin one. Worst, yeah, I mean, you probably look at the big fan bases, and the Yankees are as big as any fan base. I've been doing kind of a silly thing this whole year, and the A's are not winning very much, but if the A's win, I've been photoshopping players over Brados and saying how great they would look in the green and gold. Well, the reason I even thought about that is Yankee fans have a tradition of saying, oh, that guy's going to look great in pinstripes, because they've always been able to afford to be one of the top spending franchises, you know, years and years back. They could always land top talent and buy players. Even before like free agency hit, they could buy players off of other teams. So, yeah, Yankee fans are very spoiled in that regard, that they usually will have some level of competitiveness every year. Like, not necessarily perennial contender to win it all, but they should be in the mix because of their payroll. Dodger fans can be annoying. It's another big money franchise. And then I would just say probably just going on down the line from the big spenders to the smaller markets. Like, I don't think anybody's really annoyed with, you know, Kansas City Royal fans or something. Alright, we made the switch. M-Hop, to be fair, you are a Cubs fan, right? So Cubs-Cardinals, that's a big rivalry. Where's Lawbanger and he's like a big city for real when we need him. They'd have a different story. I've been giving Big City a hard time this whole baseball season though. He burnt me out on his love for the 49ers. Mets fans do all the charity work Saturdays, church Sundays. Good guy Mets fans. First pitch swinging, Santander's a little down and in. Thought I might have had a solo shot for a second the way it took off.
The center fielder, number 27, Mike.
By all means, let's go ahead and get into it if you want to, Imhop.
0-1
I'm hydrating with icy. I don't know if that's a, what is it called, diuretic. I don't know if that's taking more fluid from my body or adding fluid to it. Probably not the best for hydration.
Now batting, third baseman. Rough right.
Oh yeah, I will 100%. I'm gonna Photoshop like Derek Jeter or Aaron Judge or somebody over. But yeah, the A's play him today and tomorrow. They lost yesterday to Oakland. Oakland is terrible this season.
One ball, one strike.
Yeah, get ready for the. Yeah, I don't mind. Just like bring it on. One of the Royals fans this past weekend really got triggered at me, and he went and did a Ricky Henderson Photoshop into the Royals uniform, and it was a monstrosity Photoshop. But I just thought it was funny that he got that upset. Yeah, the 12-year-olds that have seen 0 of those rings. Yep, those will be the ones getting salty with me. Angel fans were pretty good. I think the only Angel fan that gave me a hard time was like Dead So when I did Shohei and Trout over this season so far. And Dead So wasn't really giving me a hard time. He was just doing it for the laugh. All right, I was thinking let's just cruise through this, but Soto got smashed. So the Yankees have won 27 World Series titles, Bredo. So 27 rings, championship rings. Got, 2 on every finger, 3 on some. A lot of their fans, that's just their comeback is like, yeah, we got 27 rings, so suck it. Your team doesn't have, double digits. I don't even know who has the second most. Oakland is up there. The Athletics franchise has 9 World Series championships, but yeah, Yankees by far the most World Series titles.
Your attention.
Caught a second career home run. They interviewed you during the game, jokingly asked you for the ball back. You said no. Had a bunch of messages telling you some awful stuff. That is messed up, Imhop.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Right, so he's made the move. He's got 3 straight righties. I'm gonna bet he doesn't have that many lefties to go to consecutively here for pinch hitters. Assaulted at a Cardinals game. Turn around, see the guy. Dude, that's messed up.
The center field.
I've always heard Cardinals deal was like people sitting out on their porch out in that region of the country just talking baseball and loving baseball and everything. But yeah, I wouldn't have thought about like Cardinal fans being violent or something. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by basement. Do you mean like you're in the basement because your team's the worst? Or you mean like Redditors, neckbeard guys like myself that live in the basement and just comment on social media all day?
The bat at number 8.
I was taking it like cellar dweller. Your team's dead last, so yeah, but I'm not 100% sure how Brados intends the question. Smith getting some outs. We're now away from a Hall of Fame win and moving up this rating some. Only violence you ever saw at Busch Stadium. Drunk guy fought another drunk guy. They're both drunk and said, let's fight. Almost saw people get into it in the bathroom at the Coliseum. Giants fan and an A's fan. Giants fan was popping off about, oh, we've won World Series recently, and the A's fan was saying we have more championships. I'm in between these guys taking a leak. So I just, I think I stopped midstream and just got out of there and said, yeah, I'm not going to be in a bathroom melee and get my head slammed against a urinal. And I've seen people get removed by Oakland security and Oakland police. I saw one guy trying to move up at a Giants game when I was at a Giants game that also got escorted out. But that didn't get particularly violent or anything. All right, so there's a season high for me at 738. Long ways to go up to 900. But, dude, yeah. If somebody's wearing a different jersey or something, I don't care. I was talking to 2 Mariner fans that were right in front of me the other day when we did go, and they were super nice. My 2-year-old bumped into the older gentleman a couple of times, and he was just like, oh, yeah, it's no problem. Don't worry about it. But we were apologizing because we don't want her, being wild at the game. But, I mean, she's a kid and trying to get her to settle down. So, yeah, like, yeah, there's nothing to go to war over because somebody's wearing a different cap or likes a different team. And not to say that you shouldn't defend yourself if somebody's drunk and violating your personal space, but yeah, fans can just be out of control for sure. Was at a game 2 years ago. Take a hit for the team, Donnie. We will. What's up, Carney? Woman got hit by a stray bullet at bush sitting in. Oh God, that's ridiculous. Seen fights over personal shots, not whose team is better. Hosmer Fulmer. Eh. We'll get Hosmer because he had a higher rating. I don't know. I guess we'll grab Holland. All right, we got the Central Charisma selection. We could get Ke'Bryan Hayes, Tommy Edman, Stroman, Hunter Green, or Yelich. Isn't Yelich supposed to be pretty good? Tommy looks pretty good too. I feel like if I don't take the Cub, M-Hop's going to be disappointed in me. All right, M-Hop, you didn't say you hated Brewer fans. Let me grab Yelich. There we go. We're going to get a monthly award card here in a minute, too. Do you guys like any of these cards in particular? I was thinking Jonah Heim might be kind of nice for a switch hitting catcher out of that collection. Oh, Cano's good, right? I better get Cano for the bullpen. Gets toxic down there with the Iron Bowl. Balling is a habit. Hey, it's a diamond. Drum roll. I'm smacking the table. It's not a high diamond, but diamonds are good. Diamonds are better than not getting them. Who's that guy? JT Realmuto. I wasn't sure if it was Realmuto or Trey Turner, to be honest. Pulled your first 99 today. Love to hear that. All right, so let's take Cano. This guy's supposed to be a pretty good reliever. We'll see if he's BP for me. I do like these speedsters like Mateo, but Mateo's not going to displace Cheater. So you and your buddy talking some nonsense to each other. Cubs St. Louis last year, guy behind you started yelling, "You didn't want the smoke." Shut the F up, or he was going to shut you up. God, yeah, people are just too much, man. It's just sports. Like, I mean, I know sports is a big part of my life, and I've been sitting here complaining about, my childhood team might move away and it hurts and all that stuff, but I'm not planning to go and commit acts of violence against other fan bases over it. Love Yelich. Already planned to heckle him this year in St. Louis. Lots of yelling, lots of fighting. Was at Candlestick Niners Cowboys when you were younger. In the seats, trash talk like normal, nothing crazy, but in the concourse, nothing but goofies. It was a fun game though. Carney, do you remember the Raider-Niner preseason game? I think it was always the fourth game out of the four, and I believe it was Candlestick, where a fan got murdered in the bathroom. It was. I believe it was before you guys got Levi's Stadium. Guessing around a decade ago, and then they stopped having that game as a preseason game because fans getting violent over nothing. And to be fair, those probably aren't like your true big sports guys or gals. Those are probably just idiots that are at a game looking to commit an act of violence against somebody else. But yeah, I wonder if Carney remembers that.
Good day.
And I've always hesitated to go see the Seahawks in person because I don't want to go flying solo to see Seattle. And it's not like I want to go with a bunch of Seattle fans and start something either. But yeah, football seems like it brings out the worst in people a bit more than like a baseball game does, or even basketball. And I've only been to the one NFL game throughout my life, so it's not like I have a ton of experience being there. But yeah, I've always been hesitant. I feel like I'll probably go see the Seahawks in Seattle sometime. Of course, it was gang deal, right? What's up, Des? Good to see you. Going to tell Yelich, I wish I could have taken your ESPN body issues pictures because you're a beautiful man. You know you got to him if he starts blushing. But that's a great heckle, M-Hop. That's not insulting. It's not going against his family. You're just like being overly complimentary to him. So yeah, I like that. I like where you're going. All right, we're at 7:38. Hopefully, win like two more. We'll see how the timing goes on this game. May have to switch over to event. Fortunately and unfortunately, need to jump off early, or earlier than I've been doing because t-ball season's in full swing. So my son's got two practices a week, and my daughter has one, and then they play on Thursdays. So Monday through Thursdays, I'll be jumping off earlier than I've been doing. Now they're in Vegas, can play again because nothing is soft. Yeah, like I don't think you're a Vegas local Raider fan. Like, hey, this is something new. They don't have that like I want to stab somebody over the Raiders, right? Where the black hole was known for being a really tough place to visit if you're an opposing fan. And I think it was kind of recommended not to go into the black hole section of the Coliseum back when the Raiders were still up here in California. But yeah, Vegas just seems like they're getting overran with visiting fans on their home games. Can't believe the A's want to sign up for that deal, but looks like they're trying to get the money. Last year, looked up Bader's middle name, started yelling at him. Yeah, every yell started with Harrison Joseph. Yeah, those are good, right? Like that's not. It's not necessarily that you're trying to be nice to him. You're trying to mess with him a bit, but yeah, you're not being a scumbag. You're not ruining it for a family that's there next to you or anything of that nature. All right, we're looking for a game. Might be playing somebody up in the 800s. Might be catching somebody on All Star would be ideal. Shohei's got inside edge down, so I need to be careful with a Tawny. I do have him P5 for what it's worth. Don't really like pitching with him that much. So Dez was out flying around on his bicycle, and he broke the right pedal or the right brake. And I'm glad you didn't break your ankle. T-Sil, what's up, buddy? Hey, while this game's loading, let me get you up on the wall. Thank you, T-Sil. I just took Yelich out of the Charisma pack. T-Sil is one of the best brewer guys you're going to find. He does stream a little bit, and he's been busy with real life, so we haven't seen as many T-Sil streams. At least I haven't been catching any T-Sil streams lately, but yeah, definitely worth following. Really cool guy to interact with. Bo Diggity's here. What's up, Bo? You're loving the Yelich card. I thought people were really happy with that one so far. Oh, left that hanging. Dickerson playing left field. They met in center during a pitcher and change. He said, hey, or you said, Harrison Joseph, tell Mackenzie Corey I said hello. They started laughing, pointing at you guys. Dickerson would not look your way. Oh no, double clutched it. I didn't get a good release, and the speed of Turner getting to me. Let's see if this guy's gonna look to run. That's a bad location. Boy, I got away with it. Day's been fun. Yeah, thanks for asking. How about yourself, Matthew? Finished set 1 collections. Oh, that is nice. You guys more excited? I pulled it earlier, so I won't pull you guys again. But who's more excited for TA2 or Super Mega Baseball 4? Because they're both kind of on the horizon. Although Super Mega Baseball, I think, is early June that it releases. But they're starting to do some teasers, and they got, Jose Batista is going to be in the game, and it seems like it might be a fun one. I know some of the TA2 got leaked early. I think it was Healy 6 had the screen grab on that. Not good, Ricky. I was trying to sneak Ricky on. Made the attempt to ask the girl out. Think it went bad. Hey, you got to shoot your shot, Matthew. Good for you. I know the result may not have been what you wanted, but yeah, it's all good. Went to a game against the Bears in the season when Jimmy tore his ACL. Handsome guy, by the way. Anyways, the Niners played the Seahawks the game before. Niner fans were talking about how different that game was. Obviously, big rivalry compared to the Bears. Love talking to opposing fans at the Bulldog games. Come from different areas, different states sometimes. Yeah, I don't know why people can't just be welcoming. Like, hey, you see the guy came in from out of town or something. Or whatever the case may be. They might be a displaced fan. Like, yeah, just chat them up a bit. If they don't want to talk, like, all right. But the whole, like, trying to move stuff towards hostility, I don't get that. Late. Oh, that swing. Was trying to sit fastball, although I think that may have been a touch high. Not looking forward to facing Randy all the time. Yeah, Randy's coming back.
Ball.
Got hit with the ads to be back. As soon as talking about the ride. Welcome back, Des. Yeah, I was saying Des just shared some pictures with us, and he had a bad accident on his bike, I think yesterday. But I was glad that it was your, I think you said your brake broke, and not like your ankle or something, because, yeah, Des got some fall damage there. Des has done a great job. He's slimmed down tremendously over the last 4 or 5 months. Randy is cheeks, not not for me. I have the occasional game I'll get to Randy, but not that often. This guy's got a lot of P5s. This guy's a grinder. Trying to stay up on chat, so sorry if I'm a little behind, guys. Didn't respond, but you said I apologize about yesterday. She said no problem. Hey, you gotta shoot your shots, Matthew. If you like somebody, and I've given this advice to young men and young women in my stream over the years, like somebody, just ask them out. You know, if that's what you want to do. If they say yes, hey, now you're going on a date with somebody you're interested in. If they say no, then you can not waste your time and move on, and just kind of, on to the next one. And I know it doesn't feel good to get rejected and put yourself out there, but sitting around thinking about somebody for 6 months or something, and when they start seeing someone else because you didn't go for it, like, yeah, just shoot your shot. It's all good. One pitcher that you smashed, mostly on All Star, but on Hall of Fame and Legend friendlies as well. One of the games felt awful for the opposing fans was UConn 2 seasons ago. First game of the season, wanted to start at 11, but it was over 100, rising the entire game. Heat was killing everybody that day. Some of the fans were in a tough spot. Girlfriend's birthday today. You guys doing anything special, Des? Jeter can't get there, and he'll get the hit. Thing is, they say you want to go out on a date. How you take somebody on a date without the card money? It's tough when you're, younger than 16, 17, and before you even get like any part-time jobs. Now, I don't know how it is with your household and with your parents or guardians, but summertime, maybe you could go mow some lawns or something if they do say yes, and ride the bikes down to the movie theater or whatever, or go get something to eat, have an ice cream, go for a walk, like that type of thing. Probably should be feasible for you, Matthew, I would assume. But yeah, you need to get to yes first before you put in all that work. Been swiping like crazy on Tinder in Minnesota because you'll never have to see him again. M-Hop's shooting his shot. Got sunburn, lost your voice. Great game. I feel like this might be the toughest opponent so far, even though it's only an inning and a half in to the game. Dealing with Gibson is tough too. I probably should grab Gibson for my rotation. Reapproach correctly if you see her. Yeah. I would say go for it, but if you get a rejection, then on to the next one too. Plenty of fish in the sea, as they say. Only see each other usually Friday, sometime on the weekend now because of your work during the week. Sent her something on Amazon, got delivered to their house. That was thoughtful, Des. Yeah, T-Still voice the reason. Yeah, just get dropped off and enjoy the day.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Super early with Trout.
Nope.
Scared out. Yeah, I understand, buddy. Yeah, it's tough when you're younger. But if you want to go out and you want to have a good time, you just gotta go for it, and find out where you stand. And if it's not her, it'll be the next young lady. And that was a decent pitch to hit. First pitch, right up and in fastball, but not with that swing. Been rejected a lot. Feel like the way you say stuff always makes people uncomfortable. Here's one thing too: the more you do something, and that's a social skill. It's just like developing your skills on the show or with sports or with your studies. The more you develop that skill of just being calm, hey, whatever young lady's name is, I'd like to go to the movie with you. Like let's go out. However you want to phrase it, you'll get better at it. The more you put yourself in that situation. But if you take like a rejection and say, man, I'm never asking anybody out again, I'm going to wait for them to ask, well, then you're going to be sitting home waiting a lot because they're feeling just as nervous as you are, if not more, because of there's a lot of pressure on young ladies in society too to look a certain way and go out on dates, and why hasn't this guy asked me out? And a lot of times they're depending on their upbringing, maybe more brought up to be more passive in shooting their shot too. I always encourage the women that come in, if they like somebody, like, yeah, go for it too. Drank for the first time in 5 months today. Drunk off of 2 glasses of wine for M-Hop. M-Hop's kind of partying out here. Want to be dropped off in the desert. Wait, you're already there. Man, that hit by pitch was such a bad pitch. Wine place located in the hospital. Yeah, just be yourself. Yeah, you don't need to use the cheesy lines. Yeah, I agree. Good enough as you are, Kathy. Compliments go a long way. Don't care about the nails or anything. Compliment the hair, etc. They appreciate it. Yeah, I agree with that too. You can't really control how you look, right? Like, oh, I only like people that have certain eye colors. That's just roll the genetic lottery. But yeah, somebody's put in some time to their hair, makeup, their clothes. If you guys like some of the same music or sports or whatever, like those can all be ways to give a compliment that doesn't make somebody feel creepy or anything too. What's up, Jenny? Personality or humor for Jennifer? Scared or nervous? Oh God, dude, I don't want to do that right now. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough bridge to go over, and I don't know. My son will probably be the first one that'll venture out into because he's the oldest. But right now he just cares about Pokemon and spending time with mom and dad and playing games. And we took him to the fair, and he's not much of a stuffy guy at all. But he saw Pokemon stuffy. It was Mew, and he really got like lit up for Mew. And we already got him like a little Transformers thing that he wanted earlier, but he didn't know Mew was there, so I got him both. So he's been having that right by his side everywhere. So it's hard for me to think about him, 7-8 years down the road, hitting puberty and girls being involved, and then my daughters, they'll follow suit too. But yeah, it's just part of life. But right now I'm just enjoying them being little and wanting to cuddle at bedtime and do shadow puppets and stuff. But yeah, I I'll have to deal with it. Someday they'll be Matthew's age and saying, hey, I like this person. What do I do, Dad? How about we go play with toys in the backyard? Why don't we go play catch instead? But no, I want them to be happy too. So, but that's a long ways down the road. Yeah, enjoying them while they're little for sure. Hey, back-to-back hits. Thought like at least get the runners over and maybe bunt for a hit there, but didn't work out. Jenny, how are you doing? Did you get your YouTube shorts sorted out, or is it still lagging for you? way better behaved compared to you. Been playing video games since you were 5. Well, you, you know, like any parent, if I upload something to the Discord server, share with you guys, like I'm not showing them at their worst necessarily either. Um, a lot of folks do that with Instagram and all these things too. It's not probably the whole picture of what it's like. Um, for those little 3 Danielle freaks that are hanging out in this house. One posted yesterday did decent. Don't know what happened. All right on. Boy, I'm having some really late swings on these fastballs. Yeah, I'm getting blown around. I really need to sit on the fastball, and if I hit it, I hit it. If I'm early, I'm early. But yeah, I played games throughout my life. I don't think that necessarily makes you somebody that acts up or anything. Barely go outside. Oh, Jazz. 2 out clutch. Got the charisma. Here comes the Euro step. Needed it. Alright, we got 3-run lead. Ginny, you post yourself going outside and walking Munster most days, right? At least I think you guys go most days out. And Ginny's also good about going to the butterfly garden. Not trying to argue with you. You know how often you go outside, but I feel like you're somewhat active. Walking Munster, perfect example. Something where you see where you're at, something you want to make changes, make the decision, then try to figure out what works best for you. Oh boy, that was right in the heart. 40 pounds underweight. So Matthew, I was a hard gainer, buddy. I can relate to that. I don't know where you should be at and where your height is, but I was usually around 160 pounds, and I'm just under 6'1". But I broke my leg when I was 17, and I lost some weight when I broke my leg, and I got down to probably like 130, 135-ish. So I started making milkshakes. And I'm not telling you that you should do this because I don't know if this was healthy or not, but I would make a milkshake and I put Nestle Quick. I would put ice cream, like chocolate ice cream in there. I would put granola bars in there, and just blend it all up. And that thing was a ton of calories. But yeah, it was definitely a hard gainer. And then I don't know what happened, man. It's like 27, 28 after I got married. I guess the metabolism slows down, but I probably just got a little less active because when I was your age, Matthew, I was out shooting hoops or running around, hitting baseballs out into the fields. I grew up out in the country setting, rural setting, where there's just, a lot of orchards and open ground. Or I'd hit golf balls out there all the time and just kind of constantly doing things. Plus, I guess I just didn't eat a ton. So yeah, I just had the hardest time putting weight on. So completely understand how that feels. And I think it's something that people don't realize, that young men have body issues too, just like young women do. And yeah, everybody wants to be muscled up with a 6-pack, but it doesn't come that easily probably for anybody. But some of us definitely have a hard time putting on weight, or do at that age. So Butterfly Gardens, new as is 2023, something new for you this year. Haven't always been willing to get out, been actively or intentionally trying new things. Proud of that for you, Jenny. Way to put yourself out there. Was holding back, going to ask if you've been hitting the gym. Can build a lot of confidence. Always good dudes in the gym, help with stuff. Yeah, that's really true. Get somebody in there to spot you and start striking up a conversation. These guys know a lot about diet and health, and yeah, you'll gravitate to certain folks that are in there for sure. Been looking for an A's hat to wear. Want to go green and yellow. Loving the A's hat. It's been a lot of pain being an A's fan since last World Series. That was a long time ago, Matthew. But just to have a hat in your collection, yeah, sure. They do have a pretty good color scheme. At least I think so. Late swing. Yeah, recreational sports, YMCA, any of those types of things could be good. Protein bars, shakes, other protein items now. Considering you got school 8 hours a day. Oh, I got. I was thinking he was gonna waste one down low. Today, got the children's book you pre-ordered a few months ago. It came in unboxing video. Just posted it everywhere. Inspired by the non-verbal autistic boy and his mom, who's also autistic. Sammy Sosa gonna blast one for over the scoreboard. Slamming Sammy. All right, got a 5-run lead. Long time ago. I remember you talking about that book. I'm glad it came in. For some reason, I thought you already had it in your possession, Jenny. A lot of people wear White Sox and A's hats for showcase. Don't consume too much. Can make it harder to filter it out. Damage your kidneys over time. Might be worthwhile. Yeah, about weight. Find stuff that works best for you. How do I feel about Sammy? So I just got Sammy and Jeter 3 or 4 days ago. So far it's been fun playing with Jeter. I've kind of struggled with Sosa swing wise. I'm more inclined at this moment. I may change throughout the course of the game and when I'm World Series pushing, but I'm more inclined to lean into these core cards, be mad, and try to get those guys P5. And of course, McGuire was my favorite player growing up, so very happy to have him in the game and get to use him. So I'll parallel this, this 87 rookie card and use it as much as I can until we get the other McGuire that'll probably come out. I would assume later in the year. Be kind of an insult to drop like a 70 home run Cardinals McGuire to everybody doing core if they did it too early. But anyhow, as far as Sammy and those guys, I may start going to more meta switch hitter types. Like I know I hit better with Santander than I'm going to hit with Sammy Sosa because of the switch hitting. And Santander has such a sweet swing. Defensively, he's a little rough, but I'll ride Sosa as long as I can. And if he starts to feel like he's not viable, then move on to whoever you guys are having success with. 4'11", 90 pounds for Matthew. Still growing. Brother didn't stop until he was like 22. Brother was underweight. He shot up several inches over one summer. Dennis Rodman was, I want to say, somewhat similar story. I don't remember how big Rodman was, but he was like pretty small, I think, until junior year of high school. And then he had like a massive growth spurt. Not saying that you're going to be the next Dennis Rodman, Matthew, but yeah. You never do know till you're fully grown. Hey, what's up, Big Hammer? How you been, buddy? Let's try to get this guy chased down. Oh man, wanted that on the corner for a strike. So he's had some pretty big opportunities yet to cash in. And we'll get Biggio to chase off on that cutter. So that was obviously a huge pitch. Big Hammer, you been streaming lately? There's Big Hammer bet. Doing good. Playing Rocket League with Daddy Fransworth. You guys, I remember you guys used to be pretty sweaty on Rocket League. No, I don't think I will take a friendly when I'm up by 5 runs and we've played 5 innings, guy. Come on now. All right, I think we got enough time for one more. Ranked. So he was almost 800. So Donnie's out here clapping him, at least for now. Maybe not for much longer, but hey, There's a new season high, 772. Let's see if we can get close to 800. I got time for like one more ranked game probably. Got to take my eldest daughter out to some t-ball. Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I kind of went on a long, kind of winding tangent. I think I'll use him as long as he's viable for me, be mad. But I've only had him for a few days, and I think a more effective player like Santander may have to replace him if I'm serious about trying to hit World Series. I mean, they have them both in the lineup at this moment, but you know, as it goes along, may have to use some of those set cards. I don't have a lot of the set cards right now because I was focused on getting live series knocked out. We'll be on the road. I think I've had a bunch of home games, so road game against May. I'm gonna see what type of park we're in. If we're in some crazy park, then I'll offer a friendly. Sad, can't have auto upload emotes until 60 days goes by. 28 days into the 60 days. Didn't you have one that got in trouble for whatever reason? I'm gonna see if this guy will take a friendly. This park looks weird, and if he doesn't want to, it's fine. All right, we'll see what we got. I just hope it's not a Surface of the Moon park. Yeah, it is. Baseball field for baseball games arena. 52, 55 elevation. I mean, this stuff is just so stupid. I get sick of playing these, and this is why I'm not a big fan of creative stadiums. We have some weird blackout cardboard looking thing behind the batter's eye. Not to say we won't play fair. I mean, it's there for both of us, but yeah, I just want to play in some pitchers parks.
2-1.
Got Trout, Turner, Griffey, P5 outfield has been so good. Yeah, you know what? Defensive ratings are the shields are so important this season for sure. Even silver defenders feels like they get really bad jumps, like a delayed jump where they just kind of stand there for a moment before you can move them. So yeah, that can definitely save some runs. Having those good defenders out there being mad. Thought that was the cutter. Still almost carried out to the wall.
Batting third, the first baseman, number 25, Mark McGuire.
Thanks, Imhop works in the medical field. Talking to our buddy Matthew.
1 ball, no strike.
That's a little late on that sinker. I don't have the Hoffman. I forget how we're even supposed to get the Hoffman. I know he's supposed to be really, really nice to have at closer because he boosts all the relief pitchers. Yeah, no problem, buddy. Have a good rest of your time. Alright, so we got Cueto and Santana leading off. I'm curious how the Series 2 captains are going to work.
0-2.
If they're going to lower the requirements, or if they may work for like non-live series cards, which would be kind of cool. He's 80k now. Spent 60k on him. Yeah, I wasn't buying anybody. I was just trying to get the collections done. So here I am. You know, not having Turner and some of those guys that have been so good for a lot of you. And he gets Santana on.
Batting third, no left field, Mark McGuire.
Yeah, you'll be in the Donnie chair saying, man, I gotta lose some weight. Hate how there's 92s though. Don't like to complain about the content, but they'll be good for the set too. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird how they're doing stuff, man. Like, those are 92s. They're not super viable to use in your lineup, considering how many 99s they flooded the game with. Well, that one's gonna go. I got a feeling there's gonna be a lot of runs in this park. Do not want to leave it out in the center of the plate though. It's a Griffey bombing it.
No ball, 2 strikes.
Mariners still owe you a nice chill game, co-op friendly. Happy 7 months. Let's go Mariners. What's up, Mariner? I feel like I haven't got to chat with you much lately. But thank you for the big resub. Things like that tend to happen when you least expect it. Don't push things, just be yourself. Opponent needed a break. Mariner, do you have any fun summer plans coming up? Desynced. Dang it. Hopefully we can just avoid hitting this guy. That's probably why he paused. I got a feeling this game might go into a freeze off if we're having some issues. My connection's smooth right now. I'm not having any OBS difficulties, so I'm guessing it's my opponent. Come back next year looking like Captain America. No summer plans. Friends coming over. Some Braves games. Are the Mariners coming into Atlanta where you're going to get to see them? Oh, that thing was hanging. '21st, you'll be at the game in Atlanta. You gonna wear your Mariners stuff? I just saw your Mariners play on Thursday. Saw Cal Raleigh get robbed at the wall by SG Ruiz. But Mariners were victorious 5-3 in that one. Got the City Connect J-Rod jersey. Gotta play Legend for your World Series game tonight. Gonna be fun. Wait a minute, be mad. Isn't there a chance you can play on Hall of Fame? Like if you're at 890, you have that window where it could go either way, right? Or has it changed this year? They had a robbery last night. I didn't get to watch much of yesterday's game. I was on the Mean Diamonds with the T-ballers, but for my son's team. All right, so we get one back with the Santander Blast and whatever this park is. Oh, what's up, Coffee Time? How's Coffee Time doing? Hey, Coffee Time. I hope it's okay to ask. How did things go with your work? I know you and the manager didn't see eye to eye the other day and had a conversation about things. Last World Series game you played in Legend. Heard there's a higher chance when you're starting. Yeah, right. Definitely, you're right there. You could just risk it too and let the match window go crazy and try to catch somebody down on All-Star or something. Be mad, but that can backfire and you can play one of those sweaty top 50 kids too. So I don't want to throw strikes. I want to throw on the edges. This guy's bombing if it hits over the plate.
0-1.
Oh, dude, you're getting strep throat a lot. I'm sorry, Mariner. That's not good. That keeps recurring for you. Had a talk. Admitted they were wrong. You were right. And they got some stuff from the rep. That word's not supposed to come across chat, but as a moderator, you're able to circumvent the rules. Coffee Time. I have that word banned, that 4-letter word banned. But Nightbot does not enforce it. It does enforce the F word though. No, I just got to give you a hard time now because you were giving them a hard time. But I'm glad you got things straightened out because you're like, man, I might be done. They may just have to pay me out. Hey, no shot. But yeah, this stadium's something. Go diggity. I offered the friendly off the rip, and the guy didn't take it. I see why people home hunt because you end up in these things occasionally. Like if we're playing in cores, it's not my favorite, but okay, whatever. We're playing in cores. Instead, we're out here. Hey, I think you had a right to. I'm glad you got things straightened out with him. And we'll get Devers to chase him. Hey, Polo's okay with by me. Polo's a nightmare, but it's kind of fun too. Hit it perfect, 460 feet out to center, and you're out. Hit a little early swing, and you got a homer. But yeah, this still sucks. I don't like what's happening here. But we'll battle through it because it's ranked. I may have to get Cueto out of there. Cueto not full in this game. How's ranked seasons going for you, Bo Diggity, or have you not played lately? But yeah, this guy's smashing the sinker balls. Complain that you play in T-Mobile. I know some people don't like playing Major League Parks because of all the fans, and it can make the stadium lag. But I don't notice that so much on the newer generation. I don't really feel like it's new generation anymore, but PS5 generation. Yeah, we need some runs. Got to just get the ball hit down the left or right field lines in the air. Got a good shot to go. Got on top of it with Kinsiki. 15-8. Highest rating 532. T-Mobile win. Oh no. In front of it with Jeter. Yeah, circle change had me in front. I thought it was a sinker. And that's what I did.
That's a ball.
32 and 50. Highest rating is 622. Safeco, not Safeco anymore. Ugh. That was a ball. Well inside. Am I into WWE? No. Haven't watched wrestling since I was young. Probably like 13, 14. Maybe last time I really watched. Way back in the WWF days. 29 and 5. Look at B Mad. God, I thought I murdered that, but I was out in front of it. Oh no, chase way up. I was trying to gear up for the hard stuff, and you guys saw what I did. All right. I got to get Mariner on the wall. We will post game.
0-1.
Sad you can't even taste your pizza. You don't even have to make it taste good when you can't taste it, right?
0-2.
But no, all seriousness, hope you get better real soon. Wow, coffee time's grinding. 79 and 45.
1-2.
Did you hit World Series coffee time? That's a pretty big over 500 mark you got going.
The center fielder, number 24.
Yeah. Hey, coffee time. Would you like to help us out?
Junior.
5 and 4 for Matthew.
That missed. That's a ball.
I would tell you guys what my record is, but I don't even know. My rating is updated on the rating command, but I don't know. Today I think I'm 4-0 though. I was hoping to go for a perfect rank stream, but this game has me chasing.
Now batting, the shortstop, Matt Chapman.
Sammy will hustle and grab it. Granted, the tops, April, Mexico all weekend. Coffee time wants to die. He's had enough.
The second baseman, Jazz Chisholm Jr.
Hee-haw!
It's going to try to sneak Jazz on.
One and one.
Way too much baseball. April monthly, 12-hour grind for you. This stadium almost as bad as one of the mini seasons ones. Yeah, this thing's pretty ridiculous. Any pitcher that has outlier on fastball since DeGrom is now hurt. I'm assuming he means starter, because I think Johan Duran has it, right? The relief pitcher. Man, I'll get got up there. I don't know if they gave it to Mason Miller or Hunter Green. Put nurse practitioner in the Tinder bio instead of nurse student, and you're skyrocketed in popularity. Yeah, that's a PCI check, Homer, but this part's Garbo. Just need to get into more of them. Well, Big Mac gets a homer. Why have a brick batter's eye when the background is entirely all black? Lots of pictures. Think you're going to become an MP now. M-Hop playing the Tinder game. That'd be good. Just try to time the fastball right on legend, then adjust to off speed. Red Sox game about to start. He's out of town for a weekend, or for 3 days. He's there for a good time, not a long time, Jenny, on Tinder. I doubt he's gonna say like, hey, click on me and we're gonna be together forever. Although I don't want to excuse doing anything wrong. Yeah, travel mode, right? Need some streams with Wingman Donnie. Oh, Wingman Donnie hasn't haven't thought about him in a while. Not since Valentine's Day. Might need to get love in the air again. Pure entertainment, have Wingman down. He tells somebody what to do on Tinder on stream. Oh, come on. We didn't swing. That was a check swing. Come on, boy. Alright, we're down on strikes. Got a solo homer. Yeah, when he said the MP thing, I didn't know if he meant like on Tinder or IRL.
No ball, one strike.
But I know him Hop's he's been studying.
1-1.
Just seeing if it would increase the likes, and it did. kid you not, absolutely thought about swiping on stream, letting people come up with things for you to say, or like doing a Bumble speed dating thing, letting people pick your first line, but you didn't. Do it. Nurse become an MP is too much work.
That's the ball.
Nurse practitioner is right underneath a doctor, right? We're becoming, I mean, there's different levels of nursing. There's
1-1.
LPN. Out here in California, they call it LVN, which is licensed vocational nurse. And then there's registered nurse, and then there's practitioner, which I think is just like right below a doctor. I don't really know what all they can't do, but I think they can like do prescriptions and see you in an ER setting, that type of thing, right? That's what your aunt is.
The right field.
Yoshida is going ham for your Red Sox. Aunt says she sees no reason to become a doctor. Practitioner can essentially do pretty much everything.
Ball.
Shutdown inning is huge right now.
1-0.
How are you doing, Marcus? Oh no. I wasn't prepared for that to be a funky long hold throw. Always need to be prepared, I guess. NP over PA.
0-1.
Pack has arrived. 4 plays of the week. A week back. Hope you get something good.
Ball.
Yeah, I knew he was going to give you some like high-end packs, and hopefully that'll be the same for our other winners as well on the giveaway. So please be sure to enter. But AP getting his NFT drops right now from Candy.com. Take courses, be able to do the bonus stuff. Sister can intubate people, can't do the central lines and other things. My wife took the course to be like blood draw certified, so she can do all that. That was a good take. This guy was kind of free swinging a bit. Had that tapper back to Cueto, and yeah, don't want to give up obviously a 3-run shot if I can help it.
Hee-haw.
And Trout just wouldn't hustle in. It feels like sometimes the ball's up in the air enough for the outfielder to come in and grab it, but it's like it breaks you this year. It doesn't let you go in for it. I thought I had already warmed up the bullpen, so you know, joke's on me. Oh, you got the Adolas. I got that one as well. In there with the Mason Miller.
Ball.
Pretty cool one for Ranger fans. And that's gone. Dang it. So that pitching miscue with Cueto, right, where he couldn't grab the ball, opens up the gate here and it's flooding open. Let's do the mound visit and go to Duvall. And I mean, I know it looks bad, but ranked games you don't really want to get in any habits of quitting out. Plus, it's a little league park, so definitely could get some cricket numbers up myself. Not that way though. Mookie playing shortstop for the first time. They have the City Connect jersey on them as well. Yeah, this guy's just stringing together all the hits. So, yeah, that error really hurt. Game was, not great, but it was a 3-run game. Suddenly I'm in danger of mercy rule. But whatever it is, they've locked in and stopped chasing quite a bit here. Last handful of batters. Not that they were chasing a ton, but they were going off the plate some. So we'll see. Can we get a a big inning going here against Dustin May. Not that way.
Zero balls, one
Have to
strike.
make it where can't use. Yeah, these stadiums don't belong online. Really, I don't think we need any of the custom stadiums. But it kind of hurts, right? Like
The right fielder, number 20.
you got people that make awesome stuff like AP, and then he makes things specifically to be used offline. Like, let me start a new prediction for us. This is why I pause. Like AP made like the hangar and stuff, which is perfect for grinding out your cards in parallel park. And then he brings in a lot of stadiums that are no longer, in use. Revives. I'm trying to think of the where the Rockies played their first couple years. I know AP brought that one back in, and those are awesome, right? The stadium at Mile High. But then you get guys that do this stupid stuff, and it's like, what are we doing here?
No, he's in there.
Yeah, Cueto's been garbage. But yeah, go ahead. A's, Yankees. Get your predictor on. Hopefully the A's get the upset today. Schmidt is pitching for the Yankees.
What are you doing, step bro?
Two.
And I'm going to roll over on it. Of course, if you play in this park, you get used to just trying to hit the ball in the air at every possible swing, right? And that's definitely part of my opponent's MO. And yeah, you want home field to be a true home field. So Donnie Coliseum, best for bringing the run-in shoes. Had no idea what was coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Yeah, get your predictions on. After this game, if I still have some time, I'll play an event game or something. If I don't, maybe we'll do some moments up until about 5 p.m. Here locally. I know it's not 5 p.m. for everybody. A's leading off, and Ruiz taps it to third, and he's out. Go A's! Put your points on. Could be a big upset.
The right fielder, number 2. Judge
Yeah, Donnie Coliseum, you needed all 99 defenders out there, 99 speed guys in the outfield.
No balls, two strikes.
Yankees are doing their roll call. They're showing the fans on the A's broadcast. I get the strikeout.
leading off for Oakland. The shortstop, Derek Jeter.
Listen, I love the Donnie Coliseum, but I usually end up playing in that minor league park because it used to be, I don't know if they changed it this year, you couldn't play previous generation. I like catching the PS4 generation and trying to have a bit of an edge with a newer console against them. So I know it's a lot of work for AP or anybody to stadium create. And AP was kind enough to make a couple of Donnie Coliseums. So, yeah. AP's busy with real life these days. And even when he had a little bit more time for content, like I never took it for granted. So who knows? They may come back someday. We did hit World Series, that's true. Don't know if it's on MLB TV. I'm watching on the A's broadcast. Stop being busy. That was a good pitch to swing at. I thought that was diving in for a ball. Might be back to normal. Just trying to get it airborne because I know it'll carry. There we go. Get two back with Jazz. Halfway through the summer. But like that would have been a home run anywhere, like any legitimate park. That thing was blasted. 464 for Jazz way down the line. I was looking for the hard stuff down in there. So it got me good.
1-1.
Been almost 5 months. Yeah. Super pleasing aesthetic here. So it looks like just like black cardboard out there in the outfield. Looks like something the Oakland A's are pitching to Nevada voters right now. Hey, just give us $500 million. We'll build this stadium for you guys. Correct. Yeah, NBC Sports California. I'm sure the Yankees have it on their network too. Isn't it YES, Yankees? I don't remember what it stands for. Yeah, I couldn't. Oh, some big points coming in now. I see 20K on one of the teams. Yankee Entertainment Sports. Oh, and I chased up. It was just late anyway, so might not have been good even if it wasn't that high up there. Alright, so the A's given pretty good value. Need a lot of base runners. Try to make this interesting game. Here's Soto.
The designated hitter.
So picked up Cano. I haven't pitched with him yet. I know some of you guys said Cano's not that good. I've had other people really raving about that card.
0-1.
So Judge returning. He spent 10 days on the disabled list. And he's sitting second for the Yankees tonight.
No ball. 1 strike. 0-2.
Now batting, the third baseman, Chipper Joe.
1-0. One ball, 1 strike.
Those sliders, man, blowing them off the plate. I'm not trying to. Just trying to get a swing in on this. Not sure who's going to win your game. Just need it to be over 9 runs. To be fair, Yankees are probably good for 9 runs on their own. Its athletic staff has been rough.
One ball, 2 strikes.
Excuse me. And I get jammed up. Swung out a couple balls that I thought. Server maintenance at 4 a.m. Just maintenance, no update. Jay's going to beat the Phillies tonight. You doing a parlay coffee time or just betting the games individually? I can't believe this park held that ball. And we'll get hosed. Because you don't know the freaking dimensions. There's no distances. I figured everything was probably in, but that it was deep enough. Definitely shouldn't have been trying to get the extra base, but still the habits. Alright, so Sammy gets his a solo shot. 19-point spread. Oh, what's up, Delta? How you been, buddy? How's life out in Ireland? Were you happy for the ceremony for the king, or did you not care about it much?
Ball, that's up.
And can't lay off a circle change.
Nope.
Shame on me. Chilling, playing a bit of VR before going to bed. And these outfielders just ran into each other on a Rizzo. It should have been a routine fly ball. It's in the inning, so he'll go to second. JJ Bleday went out in front of Ruiz. Don't know why he did.
Ball.
Nobody's injured or knocked down. They just both thought it was their ball. Yeah, speaking of their ball, that one's going for trout. Personally, don't know much. Most Irish people hate the royal family. Yeah, I personally didn't care about it. Of course, I'm in the U.S. I know there's some ties there, with Ireland and everything. So, didn't know if it was one of those where it's like everybody gather around the TV. We got to see this history, or who cares? I know Dilly didn't care about it. Haven't seen Fut Coach lately, but I know he doesn't care much about the royal family either. And those guys live in the UK.
1-1.
So I wouldn't even know how to share in the Discord for one, but I probably wouldn't want to risk running afoul of any Discord regulations and that type of thing. But I'm watching on my TV, so it's not like I have a stream pulled up or something. I don't really know how people even do all those things. I know there's definitely a lot of communities where it's like, hey, we're watching this tonight, and they do it. But I always thought it was more like Tubi or something like that. I know there used to be a Rabbit.io site that had a bunch of movies on it. It was really easy to share, but in a voice call like Discord voice, did that with the fights. So what would I need to do then, Matthew? Like point a camera at the game or something? It's coming through my DirecTV satellite deal. Old timey technology.
2-0 the count.
Share the screen if you run it on a browser.
No, that missed. That's a ball. 3-0. Ah!
I was just taking all the way. Umpire could help me out. That was close. And missed that one with Jeter. Yeah, I saw the leaks. Yep, those are pretty widespread. I have it posted in my Discord server for Team Affinity too. Usually not as fast as the TV. So screen share from a computer that has the game. Yeah, I'm guessing there's probably a way to stream DirecTV or something, but I don't even have any of that stuff set up. So.
The batter number 2, second baseman, Jazz Chisholm Jr.
I'm taking the L here, technology-wise, Matthew.
0-1. Ball.
Just trying to get somebody on.
Hit.
Not that way, Jazz.
Oh, that's low. That's a ball. Ball.
Love to watch the game.
Count is full.
And chase down. He's got me a few times throughout this game with either change-ups in the dirt or high fastballs that I chased out of the zone. I think knowing you're in one of these parks, at least for me, gets me like little swing happy, little chase happy at times. Doing set 2 collections. Thought they'd be doing that later on. They've had the set 2 schedule up there since the launch of the game. You can go through and see when things are going to come out and expire. So set 2 will come out. We'll be able to use set 2 and set 1 up until I think like July 5th or something. Then set 3 comes and then set 1 expires for ranked at least. And some other offline modes is how it's phrased.
Ball, that's down.
Yeah, I know McGuire's got a captain card on the Cardinals, but it's a 92. I personally think they need to make the captain's
Two
boost
balls, one strike.
the non-live series cards because we're playing with so many non-live series.
2-2.
Like the A's are not a viable live series deal. You're not going to play with them.
You got a full count. Run.
Yeah, I think it should be every card within the team.
Ball.
97, yep, exactly. Yeah, those captains are just going to be bench warmers. I don't think too many people want to play 92s right now. They started the power creep up at 99, so they don't really have anywhere to go. But yeah, I wouldn't mind A's theme team. I mean, if I could get enough players in there that were decent. So we need a 5 spot. That inning where I made the stupid error, he put up 5 in that inning. This game would be just about level. But yeah, you got to defend well, and I didn't on that particular play. Of course, I didn't need to keep giving up runs from there, but that just,
One strike.
it opened it up.
No, that's outside. Ball.
Chased in on the slider. That's got a shot to get out. This park is so garbage. That was a bad swing. It's a good swing in this park, but Big Mac with a solo shot.
One out. One and one.
Jump with that one. Anime boy, thanks for following. Out in the 559. We got a moderator out that way. A's have 2 on at the moment. Here comes Itani at bat. And the curve had me in front of it. Lefty options. We'll try Jock.
Ball. 1-0.
And Jock will give us a run. Jock always has that. Or I shouldn't say he always has it, but I feel like for 3 or 4 years now he's had that pinch hitter cord.
That's what she said.
Is that Joey Batista? Batista's going to be in the new baseball game, Super Mega Baseball. They revealed him earlier today. Wasn't the game 10-5 and now it's 7-11? Or maybe I looked at it wrong. I feel like it gave him a run somewhere. Love OBS 29.1.1. I'm on 0.2. It didn't break anything, Shauno, when you upgraded? I'm always afraid of like my extensions getting screwed up. Oh, you can't go. Oh, God. All right. That is rough. Have you been able to roll it back, or have you tried to? And I'll chase off this on you. Yeah, didn't want to play in that park, but was kind of stuck. Offered the friendly. What a dump to play in. Let's see how far our rating falls. May try to revert, but you prefer to use the new stuff. Not too bad. I mean, you hate to bleed off any points, but it is what it is. Cueto moving up. Devers moving up. And we got some charisma for tomorrow's ranked games. I think I can get in an event game. Let's grab Franco for the switch hitting. How's Solar? Solar's power looks really good. We'll grab Solar. Alright, let me take it over to event. I haven't reset event yet because I've been having a long run on this. We are a win away from a gold card. Maybe we can win enough to get a diamond, but yeah, we'll play a quick event game. Acuna is good. Have they announced if Affinity 1 will continue? I don't know what's going to happen with Affinity, to be honest with you. I thought we could still do the Affinities. I know the sets go away. But yeah, my programs, I'm not close on Affinity. Did the West because I'm playing Ricky and McGuire and Trout, but these other ones I'm not even quite there. I might need to see if I have some exchange stuff or something. Alright, let me try to sneak in one quick event game for us. Then it's T-ball time. Yeah, the sets, like, they're still there, right? But we just can't use certain players once it reaches its expiration date. Only the one wild card. You're assuming it's going to expand. Yeah, I would think so too. They like to make stuff to where, you know, it's completable the further along it goes. Now we'll get to be at home. This guy's got some boosts going. He's got Pryor and Santana boosting his players. Yeah, set 3 is when stuff starts going. Not really out of the binder, but going obsolete. Expiring.
Girl is a child. I don't want to see you sniffing around her anymore this afternoon. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Boy, have you lost your mind? Because I'll help you size it. What you're looking for, ain't nobody going to help you out there. Jesus can come through that door and he's not going to help you if you don't stop sniffing after my
Thanks a lot for that look into sports, Brad.
Yeah.
Chase Peterson is going to get a hit and get the A's in front. That thing dropped in front of Aaron Judge in right field. They had first and third with the Athletics, so 2 out knocked for Peterson. His swing, I thought he blasted it, but it must have been off the end of the bat.
Batting third, the designated hitter, Carlos Santana.
Yeah, I have a feeling there's going to be something where like everything unlocks at the end, Shawno. I doubt I'll be playing the show that late into the year, but for the the year around the clock guy that plays the show, 12 months out of the year, they'll probably have some cool stuff. I've heard the World Baseball Classic guys will expire December 31st too, because they lose their World Baseball Classic license. Somebody said that the cards would remain, but they would be generic without the face scans and stuff. But I don't know if that's the actual truth, but that's what I was reading. I usually die off around the All-Star, or excuse me, the All-Star. I usually die off around the World Series. This past year I wasn't very happy with 22. I really got into Madden when Madden came out. Hopefully this year it'll keep us all playing and be interesting, but if you're not having fun with it, why force it? Now coming over here to All-Star. Timing's off. I don't love a lot of the things in 23. I love a lot of the content in 23. I love having McGuire and stuff, but yeah, the game's kind of in a funky state. I've been against sets the whole way, but a lot of other folks feel complete opposite of me.
Inside, ball one.
I don't like that there's just so many early game 99s and stuff. Live series probably wasn't worth doing, but it was worth it for me because, you know, it's my favorite player. They finally brought him in. So once I did that, then I wanted to get, you know, Sammy and Jeter as well. Knowing when you get a fastball down the middle and can't punish it sometimes. Definitely. 2 outs. Nick Allen flies out. And that's it for days. But they did get the lead. We'll send up a Yankee to take place of the left-hander there. Gameplay is better. Way too many 99s already. Do you guys like the variable throw meter, or do you not care for it? It still kicks my butt from time to time.
Off the plate, ball one.
I guess they're trying to make defense more skill-based. Get the knock with Jeter. He's up on that pretty fast. I think I'm going to be out here. Yeah, I was trying to get him to hook side and didn't get it. Rickety Rackety, Roo, what's up, bud? Great to see you, trucking. I meant to get Mariner up on the wall. And I forgot to do so. Have to focus a bit when you're fielding.
Ball. Ball one, no strike.
And Estrada. Really good to that. Truckin', you ready for Team Affinity 2? Or are you ready for Super Mega Baseball? Or are you not ready for any of it? Poor pitch there.
Count 1-0. Ball, that's down.
McMahon took like a weird animation. It's almost like a double clutch type thing. Hey, they are going to have a lot of legends in the game, some that you don't have here in the show.
Ball one, no strike.
Jose Batista is going to be in there. David Ortiz is going to be on the cover. And then we got Babe Ruth, Keith Hernandez, Luis Tiant, Dave Parker. Yeah, their website says they have 200 legends, but it doesn't say everybody that's in the game. So, yeah, they might have somebody that's like, hey, I need this guy. This is my favorite Cub or something. Right, here's Trout.
Ball, that's off the plate.
And that was a non-competitive swing. I was hoping that was going to sneak through there.
Batting seven, the third baseman, Ryan McMahon.
0-1.
Alright, enough at bat for McMahon. Of course, like to get the lead before the second inning's over when you're at home, and then you can try to wrap them up in the top of the third. mowed down that inning. All right, Marsh and Alvarez. So, we'll go the lefty. If he gets it done.
Ball, that pitch is out.
That's a good swing, opposite field swing. I think Juan will get there, but man, it's close.
Batting up, the closer, Jorge Mateo.
Ball one.
Boy, Quan covers some ground. I thought that was a hit.
The batter on second baseman, Luis Arroyo.
Spring says, I'll do it myself. So runs to the back. Can we get the big blast? Walk this off.
Leading off for the Dukes,
Theodore Estrada. Send this home. Maybe? Let's see. If not, free baseball for the fans at Center City Field.
0-1's the count. That's outside.
And he got me with this slurve. Was looking for the hard stuff on the other half and never threw it wisely. Feel like he's gonna get Briscoe out of there. He's been out for a while for an event game. Here comes Alvarado.
now pitching, Jose Alvarado.
0-1.
J-Ram had the PCI pretty squared up. Just that thing came out on the grass.
Now batting,
Quan, do we have a righty? Turner can play out there, right? I think he should be okay.
now coming in to pitch hit.
Turner will also be a good ghost runner for the next inning if we don't score here. Or extend the inning here. That's a good location.
0-2.
Thinking he was going to go slider in, but the curve fooled my eyes and went around. Alright, so Turner and Trout can swap positions. Keeps getting kicked from co-ops. Getting the timeout thing happens a lot. Is that an issue? Never gotten it. I've had it happen a couple times. Even when we were winning once, it popped up and threw me on the timeout. So I don't know how prevalent it is, but it does happen. Are you guys playing crossplay by chance? Because I feel like it's more prone to happen in crossplay, but it can happen in either, certainly. Co-op's kind of broken. Hey, what's up, Chowder? Yeah, he put a good swing on there. Turner in the back pedal, I thought he was going to go for it on the tag up. If you guys don't have Chatterhead follow, he's a really, really good player and super, super nice guy. So please check him out. Oh yeah, big game right tonight for you guys. I believe game 5 coming up. Both Xbox, you do have it on. You might not catch as many issues if you turn crossplay off. Would be my guess. course, you're going to limit the amount of players you could connect up against, but might be worth it.
Outside, that's the ball.
I feel like he just wanted to wait for the fastball and laid off those sliders. I thought they were decent locations.
Leading off for Oakland, the catcher, Polo.
I had Turner on a pretty good lead too. I probably should have done it. Choked again last night. I saw the tweet that you were 11-0, but that's all good, man. If you get yourself to those situations, I know you're gonna win more often than not. You could be like myself, Chowderhead, never have played an 11-0 game. I don't like chase. Yuck. I chase because I hit the button to swing, but I guess you should have laid off of that. Twice in 3 days. You have one this year already, right, Chowderhead? Or a couple? Go for 3 in a week. Yeah. Never played BR at all for coffee time.
Nope.
Just the one. You got the banner.
Ladies and gentlemen,
He's going to make the move to Cano. And he's got me picked off. Gosh dang it. First time he wasn't paying attention, so I was just trying to finesse things there. And I'll swing through that. Not in the 3 years you played. So you don't care about the BR program just to go through and get the rewards? Because I kind of like the BR program. I think I've gone 12-1 3 times, but it's weird. Like I know one of those games, or one of those 12-1s, I lost the first game, and then I ripped off 12 in a row. But I've never had that, 10-0 game or any of that stuff. Haven't even looked at it. I think the guys that play BR a lot, they know all the, they know all the swings, they know all the player attributes, and, pretty deep dive into the game. If you want to be good at it, because like, oh, this guy's got a funky delivery, I want to use him, or this guy's got pinch hitter quirk, and not that everybody that does well on it's necessarily super into the show, but a lot of them are. 100% correct. I mean, some of the guys are just so skilled that they probably don't have to overly think about it. But I mean, how many players are top 10 players in the game? Like legitimately top 10. There's 10 of them. Got to know the glitchy players, and those guys probably know it anyways because they're that into to playing MLB. Alright, so Duvall's there. He's the pinch hitter. These guys are slower, so we won't bother. Tell myself, just wait for the harder stuff in her half and just turn on it, and then I watched it forever. What was that animation? That had to be a desync thing, right? He just like slid over. I was hoping he'd panic and make a mistake defensively, but still. That looked funky. I was scoring runs on Hall of Fame. I come over here to play an event game. I can't square anything up. Did Trout get enough? No, man, I thought that was off the wall. Please. That was Chowderhead last year.
the batter, the third baseman, Ryan McMahon.
Yeah, so I never watched the the Willy Wonka and the Charlie Factory, or Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movies, man. I watched the old school one like 2 or 3 months ago, trucking. That was a really good movie. It was on Tubi TV, so just like, let's watch this. Probably be funny. Watch it with the kids. And, yeah, Gene Wilder did a great job in that movie. McMahon's really pumped up. I think I'm gonna get hosed at the plate. That happened earlier in this game. I had 3 hits in the first inning and he shot me down. So we'll wait. It's up to Estrada. Surprised he's not making the pitching change. Maybe he's trying to buy time to get him warmed up or something.
Your attention, please.
Alex Young.
Now pitching. Alex Young.
Hey. 0-1's the count.
I was showing Bunt strategically, not necessarily to be a troll. I thought he might panic and get a hit by pitch or something like that. And fell to pump the brakes. God, this game doesn't want to end.
Leading off for Georgia. The center fielder.
Alright, here's Marsh.
Oh, inside.
I guess we could just go to steal now.
Your attention, please. Now pitching. Justin.
The whole bullpen getting a workout. McMahon's gonna grab that one. Here's Mateo. Be a good time to drop a bunt if you're my opponent. Well, it's even better to hit a 2-run homer. Let that slider hang in. I was thinking, he might small ball me here. Alright, so Mateo puts our run on the brink. We're gonna need a 2-run shot of our own next inning. Or more. Alright, here's Turner. He'll grab it. Only good thing is I don't have a lot of the cards in. I set up my lineup day 1 and I haven't reset yet. But yeah, I left that slider just in a bad spot.
Oh, that's just out.
That's a good swing with Chapman.
Now batting. Designated hitter. Carlos Santana. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please.
Real life A's are leading the Yankees, and they just got a hit down into the corner, so they have second and third at the moment. Richie Vargas. I was talking to Oregano earlier today, and Oregano is from North Colorado. I was telling him about you.
2 strikes. He's safe.
That's another hanging slider. That could have been bombed out of there.
Ball 2.
Yeah, no, I wasn't sure where he was from, to be honest, because he likes the Rockies and the Angels, and I was thinking, got a perfect throw from Judge. That's not gonna work. I was thinking he was a Southern California guy, so that's why I was asking where he was from. I was telling him about some of you guys that are from Colorado as well. That one was a little unlucky. I thought Crone was going to grab it on that last play. So, damage done. We get a ghost runner. We need a bloop and a blast from there. Let's start out with J-Ram. Jumped at that deal. There's nobody covering third, and somehow that went through his shortstop. That was weird. I thought his shortstop had a routine play. All right, so that's a good start. But yeah, no, I never talk bad about folks. But I'm sure Richie knows that. How about that gambling news? What news? I haven't seen. If it broke in the last couple hours. I've checked Twitter a couple times for A's news, but that's been about it. They've abandoned their first Vegas plan for a new Vegas plan. It sounds like. I thought I got a piece of that, but I guess it's a foul tip is what we're seeing from the umpire. I think Thursday Station is station. Iowa State, they have like 111 players under investigation. Oh, wow. What's up, Bear? Suspect they aren't the only schools they're going to find. Silly because it's so embedded into college sports. Sinker, slider, four seam. Let's go. Gonna knock it out of here with Judge, and we keep the run going. It's not that big a deal because it's the event, but man, it felt like I just threw it away. It was an annoying game. Sure, it was for my opponent too, but we'll get a Judge grand slam. So there we go. Bang, bang, bang. It's just about time to go out the door and get my daughter loaded in the car and take her for her first T-ball practice, and she'll have her first game in a couple days. But when we couldn't score, I mean, it went 5 innings. Neither one of us could even get the ghost runner across, and then Donnie found the clutch gene there, right? Not sports at all, not just college. The thing is, I can't bet on anything. So you can't go to the casino and bet. Is that part of it? Sweating out a parlay with your buddy. Bear cannot go to Iowa State anymore. I got to write Mariner down on the wall. Let me do that real fast. Mariner the boy. It's a Shawno raid with a party of one. Shawno having some OBS difficulties. See the information about 111 individuals. Only 26 are athletes. NFL players bet on the game suspended. Yeah, NFL's got an issue. Dude, it's the most annoying thing in the world when you want to stream and you can't get it to go live. My issue, Shawno, let me show you my OBS. So I've been using the Stream Elements OBS for a while, and that's why you guys aren't seeing Danielle Bot right now, because you need ground control, their little desktop application, or you need like the Stream Elements skin on OBS. So it would be over here and would be like the little Stream Elements thing. And this little icon, the green icon, when you're live, I would hit go live and it would just be gray. And I could not get it to work. So then I uninstalled and reinstalled OBS. Thankfully, it didn't lose my scenes or anything. And OBS is working just fine. So that's why you're not seeing Danielle Bot pop up. And it's showing up as OBS currently. And I mean, that stuff just sucks. You know, you want to stream and you can't do it. What's up, Canuck? How you doing, buddy? I guess we'll grab this Bistro card, right? Bristro, however it's pronounced. Seems like he has... Oh, we got all of them? Well, that's cool. I thought I was just getting one of them. So, yeah, right on. We're on 9 wins. We earned Aaron Nola. Hopefully get the next 3 and get a Life Series diamond. That's why I haven't reset and done anything. I'm doing good. Just had a really cool walk-off. And about to walk off the stream, unfortunately, to take my my middle child, my older daughter. She's going to go start her T-ball career. So... we'll see how she does today, but today's practice and meet her friends and her coach and all that stuff. So I know she's happy. We would have really good times. I would call it, her first name. So little girl Danielle Freak and Daddy Day is what we would do for basketball. And then the same thing for my son. So she's looking forward to, this being her day. We'll go like a dollar store or something and buy a couple candies and that type of thing. Canuck's awesome. I hope you guys will follow the Canuck if you haven't. You got Harden with 8 assists, Lane Thomas with 2 hits, RBI runs, Trout with 2, Pavelski with 2 shots, Brett Burns. Man, you're spanning the globe of sports there, Bear to get everybody in. I hope your parlay hits. If your parlay hits, you got to drop. I don't know how much you're winning, but you got to take us to our 24-hour sub goal or something, man. If it hits. So Bear, I have a command for him, but he changed up all his names. Is it Bears? I think it's Bears. Yeah, there we go. That was his command, but I need to update it with all your stuff. I think you DM'd it to me too, buddy, and I've just been slacking. Like I'll look at it when I'm on the couch, and then I intend to do it when I come back in here, and then I forget. Let me get us lined up on the raid. I'll try to get to one of the buddies that streams consistently. Let me take it to Bearded Ninja. If Ninja wasn't on, I probably would raid Sky. Really enjoy Sky a lot too. So we'll try to get her a raid soon. There we go. There's Sky's command. But we'll take it to Ninja. Ninja's a great guy out in Louisiana, and he'll have you guys covered with MLB The Show, Sports Talk, and all the good stuff. So here we go out to Bearded. And everybody have a great rest of your day. Ideally, I'll start getting these streams going a little bit earlier. Today I was lagging and just doing different things around the house. So I know we're doing a lot of like 3.5, 4 hour streams. I'd like to get you guys some more stream time than we've been doing. If not, worst case scenario, when I go back to Demon Hours in June, then those will be longer streams. But yeah, please join Ninja. Throw some emotes in there. It'd be great if I knew how to do a raid, right? 6.5 years streaming, and that ain't it. Here we go. All right, to the Ninja. Everybody be well. Root for the A's, unless you have money or points on the Yankees. But we're going down south to the Bearded Ninja right now.